Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig? Hey folks, today's Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Coming up on Roland Martin Unfiltered, streaming live on the Black Star Network. Reverend Jesse Jackson honor in the state of South Carolina. Hundreds turn out to, of course, celebrate his life and legacy. We'll show you some of that, including Congressman Jim Clyburn talking about their more than half of a century friendship. Also, war with Iran. Donald Trump says this may last 4 to 5 weeks. Iran, of course, is firing missiles and attacking other countries in the Gulf state. This could drive up gas prices, whether it's oil, whether it's natural gas. We'll talk about the implications of this latest military action by Donald Trump. Also, in today's show, student loan borrowers get a win. We'll tell you about that on today's show. Also, we'll talk about the issue of big election tomorrow. Texas, North Carolina, a lot of things at stake. We'll talk with the Texas chair of the Democratic Party. Folks, it's time to bring the funk. I'm Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Let's go.
He's got it. Whatever the miss, he's on it. Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the find. And when it breaks, he's right on time and it's rolling. Best believe he's knowing. Putting it down from sports to news to politics. With entertainment just for kicks, he's rolling.
Ask him. Folks, I'm here in New York City where Susan Taylor's National Cares Mentoring Project is having their annual gala. It's also a dual celebration of her 80th birthday as well. We'll be talking with a variety of people who are coming through here. We've, of course, always supported this effort. Of course, this started in New Orleans. We were there after Hurricane Katrina, where the longtime editor-in-chief of Essence Magazine saw the importance of mentoring and begin to launch this project. They have, of course, chapters all across the country. And so, again, the effort here is to raise money for this charity. Of course, we were broadcasting last year, and we're back again this year. And so we're happy to celebrate what's going on here. Now, while this is happening, right now, we are seeing Americans stranded in Dubai as well as other Gulf states after the United States and Israel launched an attack against Iran on Saturday. It's been an air war taking place, not only there, but also Lebanon, Dubai, so many other countries being impacted. Iran has been firing missiles at U.S. air bases in surrounding nations that have been supporting the United States in this effort. And so what we've seen, folks, is with epic fury. They've been targeting officials, military commanders. They took out the Ayatollah Khomeini. He was killed, some 86 years old. But the question is, what is the exit strategy? Today, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth spoke about this war.
To the media outlets and political left screaming endless wars, stop. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. I was there for both. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. He called the last 20 years of nation-building wars dumb, and he's right. This is the opposite. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes.
Now, folks, it was interesting, of course, in 2016 when Trump was running, also in 2020 and 24. He often would ridicule Democrats by saying they were going to be taking America to war. In fact, he even tweeted that, oh, if the poll numbers get low, Obama's going to attack Iran. Isn't that interesting? Here's what he said in 2024 about war.
You're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you.
A lot of conservatives have been criticizing him because he said no new wars, spoken against military action, saying that it was wrong for what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan, costing taxpayers billions upon billions and trillions of dollars. I'm going to play a little bit more sound of this meandering news conference he had today where he was talking about what's taking place in Iran. Then he all of a sudden started turning, talking about the drapes in the East Room. Absolutely bonkers news conference. A lot of folks have been talking about this year. The polling data, the war against Iran is frankly highly unpopular. As well. Joining us right now is the mayor of Newport News, Phillip Jones. He served as a major in the Marine Corps, and he's criticized Donald Trump, his authority to initiate strikes in Iran. He's urging Congress to take action, but the reality is Republicans control the House and the Senate. That's not going to happen. Mayor Jones, glad to have you here. First and foremost, 3 American service members have died. Trump says this could be another 4 or 5 weeks. And then he gives a interview with the New York Times where he said, you know what, this would be very similar to what we did in Venezuela, where they took out the president, kidnapped him, arrested him, but then turned around and said, we're going to tell them how to run their country. That ain't going to work with Iran.
No, not at all. So first of all, I just want to say, Roland, thanks for having an Omega on your show. Really appreciate it. I'm the mayor of Newport News, excited to be on. What I would say is this is not going to work with Iran. Think back to the history that we have with this country. We started a coup in that country in the 50s, along with Great Britain over oil. At the end of 1970, there was an overthrow of a rebellion with the Shah. We have been meddling with Iran for decades, and they are tired of it. What I would say is this. Number one, Iran is the chief sponsor of terrorism across the globe. Number two, they have killed tens of thousands of their own citizens. That being said, only Congress has war powers.
So you said something that I think is critically important, and a lot of people have no idea. As a matter of fact, I saw something earlier today on a social media account, and they talked about how this all began in 1979 when the Iranians overtook the United States Embassy. That's a lie. What people don't understand about this history, I was on Ricky Smiley's show this morning talking about this here, is that in 1951 and then culminating in 1953, with the United States, what we did is we stepped up and said to Anglo-Iranian Oil, now known as BP, when Mossadegh, the Democratic Prime Minister, said they want to do an audit of the oil because they felt they were not getting enough money for their oil. Well, Anglo-Iranian Oil, again, now known as BP, said, hell no, that's not happening. And it was Iranian oil that actually was building Britain during that particular time. They were sort of hesitant to take some action against Mossadegh. Our government, the CIA, says, hey, we'll do it. So we start dropping flyers and other things, causing instability in that particular country that led to a coup. We install a Shah of Iran, who frankly was repressive, leader of that country, and then that's who they overthrow in 1953. Now, Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, openly talked about we did the exact same thing. We undermined the economy in Iran, fomented the dissent there, and now we see what's going on. And what I said is, well, we have to understand these things are complicated. Yes, Iran sponsors terrorism, but the reality is there are complexities here in terms of their relationship with other countries. You see them firing missiles at airports in Dubai. Now you're shutting down airspace, and that's the hub all throughout the Gulf, connecting the rest of the world. So it's not as simple as bomb a country, hey, they should get new leadership, everything is great, we can walk away.
Hey, Ron, I think I lost you, but I'm back now. What I would say is, think back through the history. This has always been about oil in the beginning. We helped to overthrow a Democratic elected president. we installed the Shah, and then there was a revolution. So this has, tendrils across history. What I would say is my biggest concern is that there are Americans that are now in danger. And number two, President Trump promised that we're not going to be in a forever war. There is no clear end state to what's going to happen. All I see is violence. And when I talk to people in military or veteran towns, they're worried about their kids and their family.
So one of the things that was just crazy today in this meandering news conference of Trump is that not one time did he mention freedom for the Iranian people. Now, the last month or so, he talked about that. And what people need to understand is that when President Obama was there was a deal negotiated regarding the Iranian nuclear program. Israel has always said Iran cannot get a nuclear bomb. And so what then happens? You have the deal. Trump comes in the first time, and he blows up that deal, gets rid of it, said it wasn't a good deal. And so now we're back to the drawing board. And so leaders in Amman said that Iran had agreed to every condition of the United States, but it was Trump, at the behest of Netanyahu, Israeli prime minister, who said, no, we want to bomb them, so we did. So what the hell is the whole point of having a negotiation if you're going to actually go to war? Now, if you're Iran, why the hell should I negotiate anything if you're going to go back on that? That's the position we're in right now.
What I would say is one of the most important things it's called the JCPOA. It's like the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. And that was the plan that Iran was going to use. We were going to lift some of the economic sanctions, and in turn, they were going to stop developing a nuclear power. So what I would say is when we pulled out of that, on a personal note, Iran could never have access to nuclear weapons. We know that's going to be a bad thing. But what the president has failed to do is there's no end state. There's no plan. So all we've done is we've pulled out of the plan, and now there is no incentive for Iran to have anything to deal with us. And as I said before, Iran remains the #1 state sponsor of global terrorism. That's killing Americans across the globe and killing their own people, as well as with their proxies, hurting all global citizens. So what I would say is we need to have a plan, and we need to have some sort of war power resolution in the House or the Senate. We must have a co-equal branch of government. There are no kings here in America.
Right. I mean, I absolutely agree with that. But what you have with Republicans who are saying Trump can do whatever he wants. This is what, again, this sort of just all over the place meandering news conference. Here's some of what he said earlier today from the White House. I can't. I'm still hearing Trump's soundbite. So are we playing the video or not? I'm still hearing the sound. All right, was there a technical issue with that, folks? Hold on one second. Okay, guys, let me know when we have that fixed because I need to play that. The thing here, Mayor, again, that is confusing. I remember Colin Powell, late Colin Powell, retired General Colin Powell, told George W. Bush, if you break it, it's yours. When it came to Iraq, when it came to Afghanistan, that led to 20-plus years, the longest war ever in the United States. Billions upon billions, upwards of $1 trillion spent as well. And what do we get out of it? Hundreds of thousands of Iraqis were killed. And so already in Iran, there was a school that was bombed. More than 150 girls were killed as well. So there are serious casualties when you go to war. So it's not just a question of, earlier today, Peter Hegseth was praying just for the American soldiers. It's not just what's the condition of Americans, but it comes down to what's the human toll that we have here. That always has to be considered when you talk about war.
When I think about this, I think about the USS Gerald Ford, 5th Fleet, which is based here in the Hampton Roads region. They're right now in the midst of this conflict. Think about the parents, think about the children. The president promised there was going to be no more of these forever wars, and yet we find ourselves in conflict after conflict. And as someone that served and someone that wears a memorial bracelet on my wrist to honor the fallen, we have to do better. We can do better. And I would keep calling upon Congress. We have to have some war powers resolution. We cannot let one person take us into war. The human toll is going to be costly.
All right, then. Mayor Jones, we certainly appreciate you joining us. Thank you so very much. Folks, this is Donald Trump speaking earlier today from the White House. Keep in mind, we started this war while he was at Mar-a-Lago, palling around at some glitzy fundraiser. Normally, if the United States goes to war, the person occupying the Oval Office is going to be actually at the White House in the Situation Room, not Donald Trump. But this is him speaking today from the White House.
We provide a brief update on Operation Epic Fury. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America. The purpose of this fast-growing missile program was to shield their nuclear weapon development and make it extraordinarily difficult for anyone to stop them from making these highly forbidden by us nuclear weapons. We were the ones that were complaining. We were the ones that wanted it stopped. But everybody was behind us. They just didn't have the courage to say so. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat to the Middle East, but also to the American people. Our country itself would be under threat, and it was very nearly under threat. I was very proud to have knocked out the Iran nuclear deal by President Barack Hussein Obama. That was a horrible, horrible, dangerous document. They would have had nuclear weapons 3 years ago, and they would have used them.
Okay, folks. Again, that Donald Trump is straight up lying there. Let me go to my panel. Dr. Ami Congo, being a senior professor of electrical school of international service, American University, author of Lies About Black People, How to Combat Racism out of D.C. Thelma Anderson, the creator of the Public Opinion Court and author of Shut Up and Prosecute of the Dallas, Eugene Craig, CEO, X Factor Media. He's going to be joining us shortly as well. Ami Congo, I'm going to start with you. Let's be clear. Donald Trump just sat there and lied. Iran does not have any missiles that can reach the United States. That's simply a flat-out lie. There is absolutely nothing in American intelligence that says that can take place. That's what you have going on, something he's throwing out. And again, no real rationale. And when you talk about going to war, there should be, okay, what's the American interest for going to war? I don't see it, have not heard it.
Roland, it's absolutely ridiculous. At least since 2015, American politicians have been saying that Iran is 2 weeks away from being able to have some type of nuclear weapon or some type of weapon that can reach the United States. It's been said under so many administrations. And so, number one, Trump lied and fell for that and used that as an excuse. Number two, this is completely Israel pulling the strings of the United States government. Benjamin Netanyahu said it's been his life mission to get rid of the Iranian regime there, and the United States is helping him do that. So that's also something that he's lying about. Furthermore, we have a man in the Ayatollah Khomeini Roland, he was 86 years old with cancer. He was on his last bed. So it's like, why turn this man into a martyr right now? And lastly, we just see once again that Trump is not an honest broker. Just like they did last year with Iran, they were in the middle of negotiations. The representative from Oman, who was organizing this particular negotiation, said that he actually was in the United States, just met with J.D. Vance, and had a deal on the table that was better than Obama's deal, which is all Trump cares about, is doing something better than Obama. And yet and still, while this man is still in the United States, before he could even get back home to Oman, Trump does this again. This is the ultimate distraction. This is the wag the dog scenario, taken away from Epstein and everything else. But it shows fundamentally that Trump is a violent man, and he feels like he can bomb his way through anything. And lastly, Roland, he said in one of his calls today that Venezuela is going to be the model. And he's going to try to do what he did in Venezuela everywhere else in the world. Iran is not Venezuela. There's 90 million people there. Absolutely.
Yeah. First of all, it absolutely makes no sense. The Venezuelan government is not the same as Iranian government. You're talking about the mullahs. You're talking about the extremists. And let's be right clear. We're not making excuses for them. There's some estimates that some 30,000 people were killed when they shut down protests there. So we know what's happening there. But the bottom line here, I'm going to bring Thelma in here, is that when you do this, you have to factor in all of the implications. When we start talking about war, again, we're seeing right now Iran firing missiles at Dubai, firing missiles at Jordan, firing missiles at Qatar. So now all of a sudden, those countries are now brought in. Hezbollah, who Israel decimated in Lebanon, they now are back engaged as well. And so now Israel is firing on Hezbollah in Lebanon, while they're also attacking, the United States and Israel are attacking Iran. So there's this idea of you're having this a war against Iran. You've now brought in 4, 5, 8, 10 other countries, and we don't fully understand the implications of this expanding war.
The implications are already detrimental. We have lost American lives. We have seen how detrimental it has been to innocent little girls. At what expense? The expense is too great and too massive for us to sit back and allow this to happen, to go to war without getting congressional approval, and then to be hunkered down at Mar-a-Lago celebrating, going to a party while we have military out here giving their lives to protect a country that does not protect them. Like, I don't understand how these people think that this is okay for our country to put other countries at risk and then come back and put us at risk from inflation. We got innocent military men and women putting their lives on the line. We have individuals over here that are losing family members and are afraid. We have individuals in other countries that are stranded and don't know if they're going to be casualties of war because of an idiotic president that is trying to create a distraction from us finally seeing him for the monster that he is with this Epstein. This is an Epstein-induced war, nothing more, nothing less.
Well, again, Trump tells the New York Times, hey, another 4 or 5 weeks. The question is, how much damage will be done in the next 4 or 5 weeks? I was going to keep covering this here. Got to go to a break. We come back. Lots more to talk about. A huge elections taking place tomorrow in Texas and North Carolina. Other primaries happening across this month as well. Also, we come back. We'll be talking to folks here at Susan Taylor's National Cares Mentoring Gala here in New York City. You're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered right here on the Black Star Network.
With medicine and science under attack, I want to keep you and your family informed and healthy. I'm Dr. Ebony Hilton, and I knew at the age of 8 that I wanted to be a doctor. So I studied hard and became the first African-American female anesthesiologist hired at the Medical University of South Carolina since its opening in 1824. And I always say I was made into a doctor, but I was born to be a mom. And as a new mom, wife, sister, daughter, and friend, I understand how frightening a medical crisis can be. I care for individuals on some of the worst days of their lives, and it's my mission to provide you with a safe space to gain clarity on issues affecting your mind, body, and soul. I recognize that there are health disparities, particularly as it pertains to race, and I want to help bridge the gap between you and your healthcare providers. Join me every Thursday for Second Opinion on the Black Star Network, where each week I'll invite experts from various medical fields to share the latest health news. We'll discuss topics such as the vaccine debate, mental and sexual health, medical bias, infertility, menopause, andropause, nutrition, and aging. Together with my medical colleagues, we aim to provide you with a second opinion. Don't miss it, Thursdays only on the Black Star Network.
This is Bill Duke, and you're watching the Black Star Network.
All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered. As I said yesterday, first of all, as I said before we went to the break, lots of things happening. Huge election tomorrow happening in Texas and North Carolina. Of course, we're going to be talking about that. Also, let's talk about a huge ruling that came down today regarding the student loan issue. Now, of course, remember President Joe Biden offered significant relief for student loan borrowers, and so that's one of the issues we'll be dealing with as well in today's show. And so I want y'all to stay tuned for all of that. That we want to deal with. But I want to go back to, first of all, has Eugene Craig joined us? Let me know if Eugene has joined us. Okay, so Eugene will be joining. So Eugene will be joining us shortly. And so we'll cover those stories later. But folks, today in South Carolina, all eyes were on that state as a native son returned home, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., who passed away, of course, a week before last at the age of 84. Lying in state in South Carolina. There was a ceremony that took place there. A number of dignitaries were there speaking, including Ambassador Andrew Young. Because of the cold in Chicago, he's not going to be able to make the funeral taking place there this Friday, but he spoke there as well. And among those speaking was Reverend Jackson's longtime friend, Congressman Jim Clyburn, and he talked about their relationship and how close they were. Please remain.
Jesse Louis Jackson and I attended rival high schools. He up at Sterling in Greenville, I at Mather Academy in Camden. We played football and basketball against each other. Our teams did. Jesse was the star quarterback at Sterling. I was a prolific bench warmer at Mather. But the rivalry was there. He could play and I could yell. And then that relationship extended and even became more intense when he decided to go to North Carolina A&T, and I went to South Carolina State. We had an intense rivalry. But then, independent of each other, we both made a decision to become a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And it was in that brotherhood that we developed a love and respect that lasted throughout the ages. His mother, Helen, was one of my best friends. Jesse and I had to get along because Helen willed it. When I ran the statewide office, she and Lotta Gibson with fried chicken when I was in Greenville. But when I was down in Georgetown, I never shall forget the night we kicked off a big rally in Georgetown. And I looked, and who was walking into the door of that church Helen and Lotta Gibson had driven all the way from Greenville to Georgetown to help me launch my political career. I had no way of knowing that I would live to serve in Congress with their grandsons. And our children, would develop a friendship. When I walked over to speak to Jesse Jr. just a few minutes ago, he says, I've been talking with Mignon, my eldest. This is a friendship that spans generations. I opened the program 2 nights ago, quoting from an iconic pamphlet, words written at the time this country was trying to give birth to itself, 1776. In about 5 months, we are going to be celebrating the 250th anniversary of this country's existence. And I quoted Thomas Paine's famous words when he wrote, "These are times that try men's souls. Summer soldiers and sunshine patriots will, in the crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman, for tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Because Jesse Louis Jackson was not a summer soldier. He was not a sunshine patriot. He stood the times, and because of his efforts, I am able to sit where I sit today. I can remember those battles to get rid of winner-take-all elections. Who precipitated that? Jesse Louis Jackson. And I don't care what anybody may say you to the contrary. Were it not for proportional voting in our primaries, Barack Obama never would have gotten the nomination to be president of these United States of America. It was when we got rid of those winner-take-all elections that Jesse was the precipitator of. I hear people talking all the time these days about proportional voting and how new that is. Ain't new. Jesse gave birth to it all. And so I'm pleased to be here today and to be a part of this service, and thank this family for what they have meant to me and my family. There's an emotional connection.
So, folks, there's not going to be a funeral here in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. Biden's returning to Chicago. We will be on the ground broadcasting live for Thursday in Chicago. And, of course, the public funeral will be taking place on Friday at the House of Hope, and the private funeral taking place on Saturday there at Rainbow Push. As I said, we're here at Susan Taylor's National Cares Gala. Look who decided to pop on by. Sonny Hostin from The View. She came on by. Sonny, I'm going to hold that right there. You can hold that right there.
I saw you looking all fabulous.
Well, you know, we tried to as well. Just slide this way here.
I'm usually watching.
I got you.
Now I'm here
same. But we're just talking about Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Of course, they've been in South Carolina. And I don't think, I've said this for years, I don't think our people really understand how huge of a loss this is, how many industries he impacted, especially media.
Media, education, civil rights. I mean, I think the list goes on and on. We lost a true giant. I mean, this is someone who ran for president and came pretty close. I think that's something that people don't remember. They don't remember that he was Martin Luther King Jr.'s right hand in many respects. And he taught little girls, and boys, I'm old enough to say, I remember the I am somebody. I remember that. And I had the pleasure of knowing him, speaking with him, and he never stopped. He never stopped just representing us, fighting for us. And it's a huge loss. I actually don't think, not you, but let's say mainstream media, or whatever you want to call it, they're just not doing his legacy justice.
Nope.
They're not.
No, they're not. But that's one of the reasons why I've always said you got to have black-owned media to tell our story, because we can't count on somebody else to tell your story.
Absolutely.
And perfect.
And you do it so well.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Perfect example, even being here. Look, what Susan Taylor has done. This is a combination of her 80th birthday, but also supporting this effort, and how they have touched so many young folks nationally with mentoring who desperately need it.
Yes, with cares. I've known Susan Taylor for a very long time. She's someone that has reached out to me consistently. We talk often, and she supports me in ways that so many don't. When I first took a job at The View, she was one of the first phone calls that I got. And through the years, she has reached out to me, just checking in, asking, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? And that's something that we do for each other. You and I do that for each other. I think people forget we worked at CNN together, but Susan Taylor is also an icon, a legend, has impacted me personally, but so many people, so many young people personally, and she continues the work. It's her 80th birthday,
right?
And she doesn't look like she's slowing down. I don't know. I adore her. That's why I had to be here tonight.
All right. Well, son, it's good to see you.
All right.
Look forward to a great night.
Love you, my friend.
All right. Thanks a bunch. Lee as well.
All right.
All right, folks. Sonny Hostin from ABC's The View. Let's do this here. We're going to go to a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the huge election taking place in Texas tomorrow, United States Senate race, Republican and Democratic side. Also, don't forget, you've got congressional races. You got Congressman Al Green running against Congressman Menifee after the Republicans redrew the lines. And so lots to talk about. We're going to talk about the Texas Democratic State Chair. Next, Roland Martin Unfiltered, the Black Star Network. Don't forget to support the work that we do. Join our Brina Funk fan club. If you want to contribute to our fan club, you can Cash App. Use the Stripe QR code. You see it right here on the screen. That's for credit cards as well. Checks and money order. Make it payable to Roland Martin Unfiltered, P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 2003 70196. Cash, first of all, PayPal, R. Martin Unfiltered, Venmo, RM Unfiltered, Zelle, Roland at RolandSMartin.com, Roland at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. We'll be right back.
I'm Brittany Noble, Midwest-born, HBCU educated with experience in newsrooms across the country. Well, I've teamed up with Roland Martin to bring to you The Breakdown. This isn't just news. It's our stories, our voice, our community. Join me for The Breakdown, Monday through Friday at midday, only on the Black Star Network.
What's happening? This is your man, Motown recording artist Kim. You are watching the Black Star Network.
All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered. We're here in New York City for Susan Taylor's National Cares Mentoring Gala. And so we'll be chatting with her a little bit later. Tamron Hall, she came by. We're going to have her back as well, talking about what's happening here. But now let's talk about what's happening in Texas. All eyes are on Texas. Big primary tomorrow, March 3rd. Early voting ended on Friday. Massive turnout all across the state. You have State Representative James Tallarico running against Dallas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. They're vying for the Democratic nomination for United States Senate. On the Republican side, you've got MAGA Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton running against incumbent MAGA Senator John Cornyn. Then you have MAGA Congressman Wesley Hunt. And so that could go to a runoff. But really what a lot of people focus on is what's happening in Texas. And so let's talk about that. Again, being a native Texan, we focused on that. We've been talking about it, lots to deal with. And so massive amounts of energy that we're seeing as well all across Texas with the turnout. Kendall Scudder is the chair of the Texas Democratic Party. Kendall, I'm glad to have you on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Let's talk about this. Look, it's a massive state, 254 counties. So much attention is obviously focused on the Big Five. Of those Big Five, Dallas County, Harris County, Bexar, Travis, and then Tarrant County, the last large red county. But it's 249 others. And so it's really important for a Democratic candidate to actually do well in those counties, because typically that's where Republicans have beaten Democrats in Texas, by running the margins up in those smaller but very important counties.
That's absolutely correct. And a challenge that the Texas Democratic Party has faced in the past is that they've just been getting out organized. I mean, if you look at the state of Texas, only 36% of our precinct chairs are full. And if you look at the counties, about 20% of them are sitting vacant with no county chair. That's nobody's fault but our own. And I think that the party needs to take a serious look in the mirror and make sure that they remind themselves you can't just lock yourself in a room in Austin and buy your way out of a problem. This is about organizing people from the ground up. And that's what we've been working to do. When you have high turnout, like we've seen in this election, it gives us more data to work from, because in Texas, you don't register as a Democrat or a Republican when you register to vote. And so we only have that information based on which primaries you vote in. So big wave primaries like this one give us a lot of data to work with, where we can continue to build in every corner of this state, 254 county strategy, leaving nobody behind.
On that particular point, when you say a 254 county strategy, listen, I'm born and raised there. My parents born and raised there. All my family is there. When you talk about people, we talk about working elections. Listen, you've got 2 million or so eligible unregistered Latinos. You've got the most black eligible voters of any state in the country. And when you look at the last election, more than 1 million African Americans who didn't vote. When Colin already ran against Ted Cruz, some 1.2 million. And so what I've always said is that when you look at the state, 60% minority, black, Latino, Asian American, Native American, yet 60% of people who vote in Texas are white. And so if Democrats are going to have any chance, they've got to have a 365-day, year-round effort to really get deep and register voters in the state. But not before I get them registered, touch them, talk to them, explain what they can do. Otherwise, Democrats are going to keep getting mollywopped. The last Democrat to win statewide in Texas was an African-American, Morris Overstreet, for the Court of Appeals. That was in 1994.
That's right. That's right. And here's the thing. A bunch of well-intended white liberals for a long time have been leading the charge in Texas, and that is just, frankly, not going to get us there if you aren't incorporating communities that are actually the majority of this state. And so if you're putting together a plan on how to turn people out in East Texas, it's not going to be a successful plan if you aren't going into black communities. If you are putting together a plan to turn out voters in West Texas, it's not going to be a successful plan unless you're going into Hispanic communities, right? And it feels as if the party has been kind of void of that strategy in the past. So what we have to do is empower people on the ground to be able to put these plans and programs together for us. We're going to have 12 coordinated campaign field offices around the state for the first time this year. We've already opened 5 of them. We've got more to go by June. We just launched a $30 million coordinated campaign with funds already secured, where we've already gotten 160 elected official partners around the state of Texas. We're changing the way we've operated in this state, because we can't keep operating like it's amateur hour. We've got to operate like we're a serious state if we don't have a long-term plan, not just for this election, but looking down the line to 2032. If you aren't looking that far ahead, then you're failing this country and you're failing to meet a moment. Because after 2032, if North Carolina or Texas isn't in play for the presidency, Democrats don't get elected president.
Yeah, and that's understanding the map, because, again, if you look at the 2030 census expected, blue states will lose by 11 electoral college votes. And so Democrats are going to then have to win Arizona and Nevada, or flip Georgia and North Carolina to be able to compete. Let's talk about money. In 2008, highly contested election, lots of energy. A lot of people really thought Texas was Democrats are going to pay a lot of attention. Then Senator Hillary Clinton, Senator Barack Obama really generated lots of attention. But what ends up happening? Okay, then all of a sudden Obama wins, and then Texas simply became money bags. He would fly into the state, just like Joe Biden would do. They would come in, raise money, and then leave. And I kept saying, listen, you got to be able to fund this stuff. And so, what are you saying to big money interests in Dallas County, in Harris County, in Bexar, in Travis, in Tarrant, in West Texas, in South Texas, that the only way this gets done if they are funding, organizing, and mobilizing around the clock?
That's right. So I'm a farm kid from East Texas. And so, maybe it's just the mentality that I was raised with, but I'm sick and tired of the party sitting around and waiting for national partners to come in and save us. At some point, we just have to roll up our sleeves and get it done. And, what I'm telling those partners are, if you want to help nationally, that's fine, but we need to take care of the home front here. And this isn't going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up in November and suddenly the Democrats have won every single office in Texas. It is going to take cycle over cycle of building this. I think we have an opportunity for some wins this year. I do. If I'm in Vegas, am I putting my money on it? It's probably not probable, but I do think it's possible. But we build now so that we can have success later. If we are constantly funneling the resources we have into TV, that's not building long-term gains. That's not organizing a working class army in every corner of this state. That's not showing up into communities that have felt disenfranchised and ignored by this party for so long and showing them that we are showing up for them. That is how you have to change the strategy on its head in order to find success, in my opinion.
Last question I have before I go to the panel with their questions. And look, you've got lots of online stuff going back and forth between Tallarico supporters and Crockett supporters. You've got all of these questions being raised about, well, is she electable? Is he better reaching out across the aisle? You're going to have to reconcile these sides. It's going to be a lot of hurt feelings after tomorrow night once we find out who wins. Are you prepared to do that? Because, again, listen, you got a lot of folks who are African American who are pissed off with stuff a lot of white progressives are saying. You've got Latinos who are upset with comments that Congresswoman Crockett has made. And so are you understanding the role that you're going to have to play to say, hey, I got to keep this thing together with the massive turnout in the primaries? You're going to need that and more in November.
Post the primary, it's crucial for us to be unifiers and to try to bring everyone together and focus on the things that we all have in common. Because absolutely, people in Texas are not used to, Democrats in Texas are not used to having contested primaries. And so this is a new feeling for folks. But I'll remind you, you remember this, Roland, back in 1990, the last really raucous primary we had in this state was Treasurer Ann Richards, Governor Mark White, and Attorney General Jim Maddox. They all ran against each other, calling each other cokeheads and fraudsters, and it was really vitriolic, and it took a lot of uniting, but I'll remind you, the Democrats won in November in that election. And so these primaries get people excited and involved, but it's our obligation to make sure that the people who may not find themselves successful or might fall short on election day, they have to understand they're still welcome at the fold. There's always a seat at the table for everyone who's willing to respect everybody at the table here at the Texas Democratic Party. And we have to put in the work to earn those people's support and shouldn't just expect that they're going to come back to us. It's about not taking any voter for granted and showing up and expecting to have to earn it.
All right, let's go to a question for the panel. Thelma, you're there in Dallas. You get to ask the first one.
Good evening. One of my questions is centered around the importance of maintaining or retaining Democrats in the party who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So one thing that I've noticed, there's a lot of distrust that is within the Democratic Party, because I know from my lens, I'm seeing a lot of pay to play that is coming from the apex, or when our party openly accepts individuals who switch from Republican to come and fuse and disrupt the Democratic candidates who are legitimate Democrats. And we sit on the sidelines and allow this to happen. I see it in Dallas County, in the district attorney's race with Crusoe being a former Republican, now a Democrat, and I'm seeing it with Tallarico being funded by AIPAC in order to come in and manipulate an election in order for them to come in and create the next Chuck Schumer. What are you all doing to regain that trust so that what we are seeing would not continue to happen, especially in the dangerous times we are in and the political games that are being played?
That question, and you're speaking my language here. I wouldn't have run for leader of the party last year. I was the first new chair that the party's had in 13 years, got elected last year. I wouldn't have run if I was happy. I ran because I was one of those people who was pretty pissed off at the way that the party had carried itself. I'm from the progressive wing of the party, and I feel it's unacceptable for a party to negotiate the way to negotiate away the things that are important to our base and to constantly try to grovel towards the center. One thing Republicans understand that Democrats don't is that your base are the ones who brung you, and they're the ones that you need to stand for and fight for. So what I tell candidates all across the state, they don't have to agree with me. I don't get to tell them what to do, but I will say I don't want to see a single one of them going around the state talking about preserving Social Security. They should be talking about expanding Social Security. They shouldn't be talking about making sure people get to see a doctor when they're sick. People should be able to see a doctor before they get sick. We are supposed to be a party that is unapologetically on the side of working class people, that will take on whatever billionaire, whatever banker, whatever bootlicking bastard we have to make sure the little guy gets his seat at the table. And we have not been that as a party. We have been a party defending institutions because we were patriotic Americans who loved it and didn't want to see Trump tear it apart. But we have to recognize real quick that there's a reason that 1.1 million Democrats who voted in 2020 stayed home in 24. It was because they felt like we negotiated them away and negotiated away the things that were important to them. So the strategy that I take is I need to make sure that our base understands that when you are a member of the Texas Democratic Party, we value our base and we're going to hold our Democrats accountable to make sure they're doing the right thing. That's why I fought so hard to make sure we were pursuing the quorum break last summer, where we were able to end up getting Prop 50 passed in California and get these districts redrawn, because it's essential for us not to just grovel and do everything we can to get crumbs. People elected us to throw down and fight. And that's the role that I think the party has. And that's the space we should occupy.
All right, folks, I've got about 3 minutes left. I got 2 questions to ask. Eugene, Craig, your questions.
Gene Craig, I'm one of those former
Eugene, there you go.
Republican.
There you go.
Do you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I guess my question is this: as a Republican that crossed over for Kamala, and so goes Kamala, so go I. My question is this: are y'all prepared to go to hell and going to go to a deeper hell when it comes to Ken Paxton, if he's so the nominee on the other side? One of the things that's frustrated me about Democrats, especially being a Republican that came up in the 2010 era up until now and whatnot, is that when it comes to this is a zero-sum game. And I need y'all to go to complete hell and then beyond. Drag him from El Paso all the way up to the borders of Texas and back to make sure your candidates go over the finish line. So my question is, as a chairman, are you willing to go to complete hell when it comes to Paxton? Because there's more than enough there to really the carpet bomb and turn off folk and really, I mean, this should be a cakewalk getting your people over the finish line with Paxton on top of the ticket.
Ken Paxton's a certified garbage person. Yeah, Ken Paxton's a certified garbage person. And if we as a party aren't willing to drag him and his terrible behavior, things like cheating on his wife with a married mother of 7, if you aren't willing to stand up on a stage and to throw punches at the attorney general, then you don't deserve to be a leader in our party. I know that sometimes that can be scary to folks, but the reality is people are counting on us to meet this moment. And people like Ken Paxton are not worthy of public office.
Okay. Omakongo, your question.
So many people talk about the Democrats being energized because of Tallarico and Crockett, but I wonder if you also are seeing a level of energy surrounded all of the shenanigans last year with all of the gerrymandering as well that was attempted. Is that getting people even more energized?
I think that Crockett and Tallarico both, of course, have a huge play into things. But I'll remind you that just a month ago, without Tallarico or Crockett on a ballot, we just overperformed the Republicans by 31 points in a district SD9 in Tarrant County and won it. There's palpable energy on the ground here in Texas. So regardless of who the nominee is, they're both phenomenal candidates. And if we can unite this party and focus on the things that we have in common, I think that we're going to be in store for some really good things in November, not just because it's owed to us, but because people have seen what Republicans have delivered. But we have to offer something that is different. We can't just sit and say those guys are bad. We have to stand firmly on the side of working class people and unapologetically fight to make sure that it doesn't matter what your zip code is, you should be able to go and see a doctor. Doesn't matter what your zip code is, you should have a high quality public school. And whenever we start fighting for people unapologetically like that, in addition to how bad the Republicans are, I think that energy is going to carry us to November.
Cameron? All right, sorry, folks. I'm here at, first of all, Kendall, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I'm here at Susan Taylor's National Cares Mentoring Gala, so we're sort of monitoring two things at one time. I appreciate it. We look forward to tomorrow. I already voted. I flew into Dallas Friday before last and voted, and so we can't wait to see what happens tomorrow night. We'll be monitoring. The nation's going to be monitoring what happens in Texas. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank y'all. Appreciate you having me. All right, folks, going to a quick break. When we come back, I'll be chatting with Susan Taylor here in New York City, the National Cares Mentoring Gala. Like I say, Tamron Hall is here. She just went by. She's actually emceeing the program, so I'm trying to get her. Actor Leon is here. So many other folks who are here, so I'll be grabbing folks as quick as I can before the program actually starts. And, of course, I'll also be participating in that, helping them with the live auction. The goal is to raise a couple $100,000 tonight at the gala. You're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
With medicine and science under attack, I want to keep you and your family informed and healthy. I'm Dr. Ebony Hilton, and I knew at the age of 8 that I wanted to be a doctor. So I studied hard and became the first African-American female anesthesiologist hired at the Medical University of South Carolina since its opening in 1824. And I always say I was made into a doctor, but I was born to be a mom. And as a new mom, wife, sister, daughter, and friend, I understand how frightening a medical crisis can be. I care for individuals on some of the worst days of their lives, and it's my mission to provide you with a safe space to gain clarity on issues affecting your mind, body, and soul. I recognize that there are health disparities, particularly as it pertains to race, and I want to help bridge the gap between you and your healthcare providers. Join me every Thursday for Second Opinion on the Black Star Network, where each week I'll invite experts from various medical fields to share the latest health news. We'll discuss topics such as the vaccine debate, mental and sexual health, medical bias, infertility, menopause, andropause, nutrition, and aging. Together with my medical colleagues, we aim to provide you with a second opinion. Don't miss it, Thursdays only on the Black Star Network.
Hey, I'm Malcolm Lee, and you're watching the Black Star Network.
All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered. Have y'all noticed these massive banners hanging from the Department of Education, including a banner of Charlie Kirk? This is looking like North Korea. So they put these banners up, Booker T. Washington, Charlie Kirk, and others. I don't know what the hell that's about. That's what Donald Trump is doing. And it's absolutely crazy. And this is somebody who was a college dropout, absolute racist, who said that, frankly, going to college was an absolute waste of time. So I can't make out what that's all about, but that's what we're dealing with here in this country. All right, folks, let's talk about one of the other issues before we go to our next guest. There was a young man who was on this show, played quarterback at Bethune-Cookman. He tragically was killed over the weekend in a single-car accident. His name is Dominique Ponder. He had transferred to Colorado. 23 years old. He lost control of his 2023 Tesla around 3 a.m. in Boulder County. He struck a guardrail and electrical pole before rolling down in the embankment and catching fire. He was pronounced dead at the scene as investigators saying speed was a factor. Again, he was a third-year sophomore from Opelok, Florida. He transferred from Bethune-Cookman to Colorado. And so he was on our show 3 years ago with his parents talking about the Ed Reed controversy when he was hired, not hired, and, was he let go? Was all sorts of back and forth that took place there. And so this young man, we appreciated having him on the show. He was very outspoken and vocal about the critical issues. And, it's just, bottom line is tragic. Dominique Ponder, he was just 23 years old. All right, folks, on Friday, a U.S. District judge in the Eastern District of Missouri dismissed the multi-state lawsuit challenging the SAVE plan. Judge John Ross ruled that the case was moot because both parties no longer held opposing legal positions. Education, of course, is now legally required Department of Education, they are legally required to administer the plan, allowing borrowers to benefit from lower monthly payments and faster forgiveness, at least temporarily. Matria Spatzer, the Vice President and Federal Policy Director of the Center for Responsible Lending, joins us right now. I'm glad to have you here. Matria, first of all, walk us through this here. And so what is the impact on the borrower? Because the Trump folk, they were trying to move it to Commerce or Treasury. They were doing all sort of crazy things and not having it administered in the Department of Education.
Yeah, well, no, first of all, thank you so much for letting me be here today, Roland, to talk about this ruling. I have to tell you that the jury is actually still out on what the ultimate impact is. And that's because right now, the administration has been very, very silent about their next steps. The reality is that they can choose to appeal the judge's ruling, and if so, we'll be back in court once again. But if they do not, the other alternative is that they could issue a rulemaking and try to stop the SAVE program that way. And then finally, just as a matter of law, under the big, brutal bill passed by this administration last year, in July 1st, 2028, the SAVE program will terminate as a matter of law anyway. So the truth is that right now, for the 7 million student loan borrowers who are still on the SAVE program, they're very much in limbo.
And so for the borrower, okay, what is the impact right now? What happens to them? Are they just sort of waiting to see for this court stuff to finish?
So the answer is that yes, because the administration has not acted to fully reinstate the SAVE program. However, that does not mean that borrowers should not try to reach out to the administration and request activity on their program. So it remains to be seen yet if borrowers are still going to be permitted to make payments consistent with the SAVE program, or whether or not they are actually going to receive forgiveness that's required under the SAVE program. And that's just because the administration has been silent as to what their next steps are.
Last question. In terms of how should borrowers be preparing for themselves right now? What should they be doing, depending upon what direction this thing goes in?
Right. Well, so there are a couple of things that I would encourage borrowers to do. The first thing is that because the SAVE program itself will actually expire as a matter of law, right now, the individuals who are actually on the SAVE program are in forbearance, and that forbearance was actually established by the Biden administration. However, under the current administration, people who are enrolled in the SAVE program are actually paying interest during their forbearance period. So ultimately, borrowers who are actually in the SAVE program need to move to a different program, whether that be interest-driven repayment, which also has a 20 to 25-year repayment period. And then, of course, there's the much less favorable program being put forward by the administration, the repay program. So on a long-term basis, borrowers need to move. On a temporary basis, in terms of those who actually are close to qualifying for relief immediately under the SAVE program, the answer is to be candid with you, they need to stay tuned to what's happening in the case and see what the administration's next move is, because they might, in fact, if you are close to relief, incur a legal right to receive that relief based on the court's ruling. I wish I had some clearer answers for you, but
It's all good. It's all good. Let me go questions from my panel. Let me start with Ome Congo.
Thank you so much for this. This is very helpful for someone like myself, student loans, grad school, and all of that type of stuff. So the question I have for you, honestly, like given your expertise and everything that you have seen, how optimistic are you that this administration is not just going to try some other shenanigans to try to stiff people and garnish their wages, regardless of what these courts say?
Yeah, there's no denying the fact that this administration has refused to comply with the law, and it's especially true within the Department of Education. We've had to take them to court a number of times. The bright spot is that every time we take them to court, they lose. And then they're forced to actually comply again. But you're right, they always come up with some sort of ruse. The thing that I would say to you again is if you are close to receiving a relief under the SAVE program, it is really important that you pay attention to the particulars of the case. However, if you have an extended period of time still left on your student loan forgiveness under an income-driven repayment plan, ultimately, because the program itself expires in July of 2028, you need to move to a different program.
Thelma.
Do you believe that the pressure behind them removing this relief for student loan borrowers were on the racial side of things? Because we know that African Americans carry a lot of student loan debt because of qualification issues, whether it's your parent, you being a first-time college student, or your parents don't have the funds to send you to college, you don't qualify for scholarships. So we know that primarily African Americans or even other minorities utilize the student loan aspect of funding their education. So when I'm looking at it from the outside, I'm like, this seems like this is a target to try to continue to withhold African Americans or minorities to keep them in a melting pot for them to stir in order to keep them depressed into a system that is going to continue to have them in debt.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really important point. And there is no denying that this administration has certainly attacked people of color and especially African Americans through all of its DEI policies, and especially its attack on higher education, which interestingly enough seems to be uniform regardless of race. This is an administration that is against higher education in general. But the one thing that I think we have to consider when we think about the administration's policies is that we actually have the highest unemployment rate for African Americans in the United States right now since the pandemic in 2021. There is an affordability crisis that it continues to kind of permeate despite the administration's acknowledgments for almost every American. And you have African Americans who have a higher student loan debt because of the historical discrimination against us and the lack of wealth that we have been able to receive as a result of that discrimination. When you put all of those things together, it creates a perfect storm. And that perfect storm, you're right, has definite impacts for African American families and young African Americans who are actually just stepping out into the labor and employment force. And so on a long-term basis, making modifications to the student loan program, creating an income-driven repayment program that works and is affordable for people has to be the goal. And it is an important component of how we achieve economic mobility and justice in the United States for African Americans.
Eugene.
In that you're fighting a legal fight, but ultimately the program expires in 2028. Do you think that probably the best solution moving forward is going to be an act of Congress to solidify things?
Yeah, and I think that ultimately, obviously, it was an act of Congress that undid the SAFE program, and there's certainly hope that under the incoming Congress, there might be an opportunity to revisit these issues. And then also, to be candid with you, there will be efforts to once again even stop the administration's new proposals in the courts, and we will certainly continue to play a part in that.
All right, then. Well, we surely appreciate it. And just keep us abreast of exactly what happens. Thanks a lot. All right, then. Folks, we're going to go to a commercial break. The program has already started here in New York City. We're going to come back with headlines with Brittany Noble. More right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
Hatred on the streets, a horrific scene, a white nationalist rally that descended into deadly violence.
White people are losing their minds.
As an angry pro-Trump mob storms the U.S. Capitol,
we're about to see the rise of what I call white minority resistance. We have seen white folks in this country who simply cannot tolerate black folks voting.
I think what we're seeing is the inevitable result of violent denial.
This is part of American history. Every time that people of color have made progress, whether real or symbolic, there has been what Carol Anderson at Emory University calls white rage as a backlash.
This is the rise of the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys. America, there's going to be more of this.
Here's all the Proud Boys, guys. This country is getting increasingly racist in its behaviors and its attitudes because of the fear of white people.
The fear that they're taking our jobs, they're taking our resources, they're taking our women. This is white fear.
With medicine and science under attack, I want to keep you and your family informed and healthy. I'm Dr. Ebony Hilton, and I knew at the age of 8 that I wanted to be a doctor. So I studied hard and became the first African-American female anesthesiologist hired at the Medical University of South Carolina since its opening in 1824. And I always say I was made into a doctor, but I was born to be a mom. And as a new mom, wife, sister, daughter, and friend, I understand how frightening a medical crisis can be. I care for individuals on some of the worst days of their lives, and it's my mission to provide you with a safe space to gain clarity on issues affecting your mind, body, and soul. I recognize that there are health disparities, particularly as it pertains to race, and I want to help bridge the gap between you and your healthcare providers. Join me every Thursday for Second Opinion on the Black Star Network, where each week I'll invite experts from various medical fields to share the latest health news. We'll discuss topics such as the vaccine debate, mental and sexual health, medical bias, infertility, menopause, andropause, nutrition, and aging. Together with my medical colleagues, we aim to provide you with a second opinion. Don't miss it, Thursdays only on the Black Star Network.
I'm Brittany Noble, Midwest-born, HBCU educated with experience in newsrooms across the country. Well, I've teamed up with Roland Martin to bring to you The Breakdown. This isn't just news. It's our stories, our voice, our community. Join me for The Breakdown, Monday through Friday at midday, only on the Black Star Network.
Hey, I'm T.D. Jakes, and you are watching the Black Star Network.
All right, folks, now time for Black Star Network headlines with Brittany Noble.
A 2022 survey has identified between 60 and 88 unmarked burial sites in Stafford County, Virginia, believed to contain the remains of enslaved Africans. The Brent family once owned the land dating back to the 1600s. Previous archaeological digs conducted between 1995 and 2002 also revealed additional unmarked graves near a brick wall and along a slope leading to a swampy area. Researchers are currently working to locate historical records and descendants related to the enslaved individuals buried at the site. No excavations will take place without the support of those descendants. In the meantime, the site will be monitored to protect the graves from erosion. Well, more justice for the estate of Henrietta Lacks, the Black woman whose immortal cells revolutionized modern medicine. Novartis, the Swiss pharmaceutical giant, has settled the lawsuit filed by the Lacks estate, which accused the company of unjustly profiting from HeLa cells. These cells were taken from Lacks' cervical tumor at Johns Hopkins Hospital without her knowledge back in 1951. At that time, she was a 31-year-old mother of 5 when doctors at Johns Hopkins removed her cancer cells during treatment. Her cells became the first immortal human cells capable of growing in the laboratory and being reproduced indefinitely. For more than 70 years, lax cells have contributed to significant medical breakthroughs, including the polio vaccine, genetic mapping, and COVID-19 vaccines. Despite this, the Lax family never received any compensation until recently. Johns Hopkins claims that it never sold or profited from the cell lines. Many companies, including Novartis, have patented methods for using them. And this settlement marks the second lawsuit resolved by the Lax estate, which alleges that biomedical businesses have benefited from a racially biased medical system. Well, New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani set the record straight. Black New Yorkers helped build New York City. The mayor spoke with historian and podcaster LaToya Coleman. He admitted to overlooking the contributions of Black Americans in the city in his previous comments, where he said New York was a city built by immigrants. Mamdani, who was born in Uganda to Indiana parents, has taken a stance in support of immigrants and against President Donald Trump's federal immigration crackdown. Civil Rights TV, the world's first 24-hour television network dedicated exclusively to civil rights history, education, and future equity, officially launched on the Connect to Your City streaming platform, powered by Connect to OTT. The network made its debut in Selma, Alabama. Civil Rights TV delivers around-the-clock programming focused on historic moments, cultural education, community leadership, and conversation shaping the future of equity and justice. Viewers can watch Civil Rights TV by downloading the Connect to Your City app on Roku, by streaming it directly on the Connect to Your City OTT platform. Well, the 57th annual NAACP Image Awards celebrated Black excellence across film, television, music, literature, and podcasting. And one film led the night. Ryan Coogler's Sinners dominated the 2026 awards, earning 18 nominations, winning 13 honors during the four-night event. During the ceremony, Coogler and actor Delroy Lindo took the stage to present an award. The pair received an outstanding ovation in the aftermath of what happened at the BAFTA Awards last weekend. Coogler and Lindo made a powerful statement that reminded us what it means to stand in a room where we don't have to explain our humanity.
Thank you. Before we start, I'd just like to officially say that we appreciate all the support and the love that we have been shown in the aftermath of what happened last weekend. It means a lot to us. It is an honor to be here amongst our people this evening, amongst so many people who have shown us such incredible support. And it's a classic case of something that could have been very negative becoming very positive. Thank you so much for the support.
Well, another actor with a strong message during the event was Viola Davis. She became emotional as she accepted the chairman honor during the show.
I like this quote, that the definition of hell is on your last day on earth, the person you became meets the person that you could have become. I say that about our nation. I say that about myself, that there is no becoming until you face the depth and the darkness of your own soul. There is no becoming without healing and without a radical acceptance of one's truth. I know that about myself growing up in poverty. Little chocolate girl with thick lips and wide nose in Rhode Island in 1965. I didn't see hope. I didn't see dreams. I just wanted to be somebody.
And Michael B. Jordan also had a good night. He took home a top acting award along with Entertainer of the Year, recognized for his work on screen and his commitment to elevating Black storytelling behind the scenes. Roland?
All right, Brittany, thanks a bunch. You know, folks, one of the things I did, I dropped a video as I was leaving D.C. today on Instagram. And I talked about this idea of when we do things for the culture. You hear that phrase all the time, doing it for the culture, doing it for the culture. And I think one of the issues that we have to contend with is who's profiting from the culture. And this is an important distinction because when we talk about music, when we talk about movies, we talk about entertainment, this is a major thing. And I think what we are witnessing is going to be a serious need for black folk to truly go inward and recognize that we're going to have to really focus on owning and supporting one another. Today, there was an earnings call with Paramount talking about this merger with Warner Brothers. They're going to have some $79 billion in debt. They're going to be combining HBO Max and Paramount Plus. And I'm telling you right now, this could be massive job losses. If they are able to go through and they'll be owning CNN, expect job losses. And what I am saying to African Americans, people in music, I'm tired of seeing these videos of black folks who have record deals where they're losing money and say, oh my God, I'm not earning anything from it. We have to stop being the show and we must be the business. So, and we have to really, that has to be our focus and our state of mind. So I want our panel to weigh in on that. Eugene, I want to start with you because if we're not having an owning conversation, that means somebody else doesn't look like us will be owning our music, owning our movies, owning our news, owning all of that. And so I'm tired of this phrase, let's do it for the culture. No, how about we own the culture?
I agree. And look, American culture, which in reality is black culture, is America's greatest export. We have to own the culture. We have to own the means of production, especially in an era where you have unfettered access to platforming, right? You have unfettered access. Artists right now can go to DistroKid, CD Baby, and upload a whole complete album. A movie maker can go and fully distribute their movie on numerous amounts of platforms, if not even create their own platform. I just, a couple minutes ago tweeted out that, there's something going to be happening on another network. And I said that needs to happen on a black-owned network, whether it's here, whether it's one of the other networks, but it needs that moment that's going to needs to happen somewhere black-owned because it's black-centered, that was driven by a black-focused audience, and there's money's going to be made on it. That should be made by a black-owned network. And so I agree with you 100%. Doing it for the culture feels good, but doing it for the pockets and doing it for the business that actually benefits the culture will actually sustain, the community going forward.
Thelma, again, some folks may disagree. They may say, well, it's not always about the money, but here's the whole deal. When I look at these documentaries that are being done about music artists, very often, not black producers, not folks who are owning that. So I'm like, wait a minute. So we got white managers and white executives who are earning the money. I made a point that I said, people want to understand how this works. Just simply go to Deadline.com, go to THR.com, Variety.com, TheWrap.com. When you look at who gets hired, who the executives being hired, very few looks like us. The people who are making, David Zaslav is CEO of Warner Discovery. He's going to walk away with $700 million in this merger. You know what? It's going to be a lot of other people making tons of money, don't look like us. And this is what I'm saying. There are people who don't look like us who are sending their kid and their grandkids to college on the money that black folks generated for him. I love Prince, and people wanted to sample his music, and he said, if you don't own your masters, you can't sample my music. He said, because I'm not sending somebody else's kids to college.
Business has become one of the most exciting ventures in my practice. I intentionally created BYOB, which is Build Your Own Business, which is to empower minorities in knowing every aspect of the building blocks, the foundation, the structure, because oftentimes that's where the rubber meets the road with a lot of minorities, especially African Americans, is not properly structuring and protecting your business. Right now, I am seeing an influx in creators, their brands being stolen through intellectual property. But for if you would have taken that money and invested in protecting your brand, you would not have to now come back and undo it because your common law rights. You wouldn't have had that issue if you would have done it up front. The biggest problem I see with us is not investing up front into your business in order for you to go out and put everything in order. We are needed. We know we got the sauce, but how we going to continue to put out the recipes if our structure is not properly sound? So the thing that I see as not only a lawyer, but as an entrepreneur and a two-time inventor is that fear. Why are you afraid? They want you to be afraid, and they want you not to collaborate with each other so that you all can get to the top, even if you're in different industries. So the time is now. When we saw this, I saw this coming 4 years ago during the pandemic. I said there's going to be a reckoning where African Americans who have the ability to be innovative and be useful to creating their own business. But if you stay in a position long enough, you're going to miss your blessing, and you're going to show your level of disobedience to where then you're going to have to come back and start completely over, and it's going to be harder. So when time says to start, it's to start and to do it right.
Ome Congo.
We just have to ask the question. I mean, when are we finally going to learn the lesson? We're sitting here on a platform right now, rolling and looking at what you built, almost 2 million followers, right? When you look at what Kugler and Michael B. Jordan, they've been doing this together forever, and look where they've been able to reach. We just saw the story earlier over the weekend about the family of Isaac Hayes, suing the Trump administration, saying, hey, stop using our music. And, Isaac Hayes III always coming on here talking about fan base and the like. When it comes down to it, we, as Les Brown said, you either expand or you are expendable. We know if all of these mergers, like you talked about, there's going to be layoffs coming. We know that when the Ellisons take over these other Hollywood studios and the like, it's going to be less opportunities for us. But as Eugene was saying, we can make movies on our iPhone. Like, we have the music. I load up my albums through CD Baby all the time. And we have been through this at various moments in history. And this is nothing new. It's just new technology, new language, but it's the same thing. Expand or become expendable. And if we don't understand it right now to start building and building together, just look at everything you're doing as it relates to honoring the Reverend Jesse Jackson. So it's also important to know that nobody's going to honor our people like us. And if we wait for these guys to lay us off, if we wait for these guys to shut down our TV shows or shut down our albums or whatever, knowing that we have the ability all along to create and build on our own, then we deserve what we have coming. We have to learn the lessons from history. We have to listen to Roland, who's always talking about stop focusing on the show and focus on the business. I will say it's now or never, but we've been here before, and we will be here again if we don't learn this lesson right now.
Well, I agree 100%. Let me thank our panel, Ome Congo, Thelma, as well as Eugene, for being on today's show. All right, folks, as we speak right now, Reverend Al Sharpton is giving the prayer here at the Susan Taylor National Cares Mentoring Gala. So here's what we're going to do. I need to reposition. For some reason, their live stream has not started. I have no idea what's going on, so we're going to call an audible. So what we're going to do is, right now, we're going to go to a commercial break. We come back. We're going to play the speech of the new president, another African-American who's head of the United States Steelworkers. So we're going to play her speech when you come back. So let's go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
With medicine and science under attack, I want to keep you and your family informed and healthy. I'm Dr. Ebony Hilton, and I knew at the age of 8 that I wanted to be a doctor. So I studied hard and became the first African-American female anesthesiologist hired at the Medical University of South Carolina since its opening in 1824. And I always say I was made into a doctor, but I was born to be a mom. And as a new mom, wife, sister, daughter, and friend, I understand how frightening a medical crisis can be. I care for individuals on some of the worst days of their lives, and it's my mission to provide you with a safe space to gain clarity on issues affecting your mind, body, and soul. I recognize that there are health disparities, particularly as it pertains to race, and I want to help bridge the gap between you and your healthcare providers. Join me every Thursday for Second Opinion on the Black Star Network, where each week I'll invite experts from various medical fields to share the latest health news. We'll discuss topics such as the vaccine debate, mental and health, medical bias, infertility, menopause, andropause, nutrition, and aging. Together with my medical colleagues, we aim to provide you with a second opinion. Don't miss it, Thursdays only on the Black Star Network.
Pull up a chair, take your seat. The Black Tape with me, Dr. Greg Carr, here on the Black Star Network. Every week, we'll take a deeper dive into the world we're living in. Join the conversation only on the Black Star Network.
They said the quiet part out loud. Black votes are a threat, so they erased them. After the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act in 2013, Republican legislatures moved fast. New voter ID laws, polling place shutdowns, purges of black voters from the rolls. Trump's Justice Department didn't stop it, they joined in. In 2018, his DOJ backed Ohio's voter purge system, a scheme that disproportionately erased black voters. Their goal, erase black votes and political power. Yeah, that happened. These are the kinds of stories that we cover every day on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Subscribe on YouTube and download the Black Star Network app. Support fact-based independent journalism that centers African Americans and the issues that matter to our community.
If in this country right now, you have people get up in the morning and the only thing they can think about is how many people they can hurt, and they got the power, that's the time for mourning.
For better or worse, what makes America special, it's that legal system that's supposed to protect minorities from the tyranny of the majority.
We are at a point of a moral emergency. We must raise a voice of outrage. We must raise a voice of compassion. And we must raise a voice of unity.
We are not in a crisis of party versus party. We are in a crisis of civilization, a human rights crisis, and a crisis of democracy itself. And guess what? You've been chosen to make sure that those that would destroy, those that would hate, don't have the final say, and they don't ultimately win.
I'm Mark Morial, President and CEO of the National Urban League, and I'm watching the Black Star Network.
Folks, another major union has a black president. The international president of the United Steelworkers this weekend installed Roxanne Brown as their new president. She becomes the 10th international president, taking the helm of North America's largest industrial union, founded in 1942. She was elected last fall to replace David McCall, who did not seek re-election and was serving as president since September 2003. She is the first woman and the first person of color to lead the Steelworkers Union. She was born in Kingston, Jamaica, raised in White Plains, New York. She has served as the union's international vice president since 2019, advocating for working families on issues including health care, manufacturing, retirement, security, trade, and workplace safety. This is some of what she said after taking the oath of office.
Woo! Need a moment to take it all in and manage the tears coming out of my eyes. All right, Steelworkers, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Who are... Roberts, and our own President Emeritus, David McCall, for their heartfelt words this morning. You all inspired us, and you gave us some much needed history. Thank you for being a part of this historic installation. And thank all of you. This room is literally bursting at the seams today with USW members and staff and family, friends, presidents from other unions, members of Congress. I think I saw my own member of Congress, Chris DeLuzio here, and Summer Lee, member of Congress, and other elected leaders and former government officials. We can't tell you how much it means for us that you would join us on a Sunday to celebrate the installation of our executive board. Thank you all so very much. I can't name all the names, but I see you all, and I just really appreciate it. You know, I have been really blessed to be a part of not just this union, but this movement that we all love so much, the labor movement. And as you can see, we're a family. And it's the most unexpected family. When I first came to this union at 19 years old, never could I ever have imagined that I would be standing here 27 years later, having been installed as the 10th international president of this union. It's been quite the journey, but it's been an incredible one because I haven't been alone. A lot of the folks that have been on that journey with me are on this stage, the incredible team that makes up the leadership of this union, and the incredible people who are in this office, audience, so many of you. To my family, I kept telling everybody that the Jamaicans were going to descend on Pittsburgh this weekend from New York, Philly, DC, and Canada. So if there's a smell of jerk chicken or curry chicken in the air, it's just us, don't worry about it. So Jamaican Massive, this is your time. I've been telling them to be demure. Now you can be loud. Jamaican Massive, give it up one time. Good. I'm a product of a proud lineage. I emigrated to the United States at 2 years old from Kingston, Jamaica. Myself and the loud crew of folks you just heard, my mom, my grandma, brother, sister, aunts, uncle, cousins, and nieces represent the fruits of the tree that was my great-grandma Edna. She came to the U.S. first. She was our tether here to this country. She came in the 1970s by herself with a dream, the same dream that every immigrant that comes to this country has. Opportunity, hope, success, not just for herself, but for her children and grandchildren, her future. We all, my family and I, we stand on her shoulders. She was a tough, smart, strong woman. And she embedded in us the values of hard work, faith, and family. And she expected us to shoot for the stars. I look at my family today, all of us, and I know that we are quite literally her wildest dreams. And I know that she's here looking down on us today. So thank you, family, for coming from far and wide to be with us today. I love you all so deeply, and I appreciate your support. My husband often calls the women in my family the generals or the Amazons. I'm not sure why, but whatever. And 3 of them are actually here today. My grandma, my cousin Sandra, and one of the chief generals is my mom, Rosie Brown. Ma, there are not enough words in the human dictionary to describe what you mean to me. Your road as a single mom was not easy. Working 2 jobs, 80 hours a week as a critical care nurse. But watching you taught me everything I needed to know about hard work, about never giving up, and about grit. If you looked in the dictionary and you looked up the word grit, you would see a picture of my mom. You would. Thank you for all the sacrifices you made for me and my little knuckle-headed brother, Enrique. And for always pushing me to be my best me, even during the teenage years when I really didn't want to be pushed. I wasn't about being pushed as a teenager. Thank you for pushing me. I love you. Thank you for being my prayer warrior and the wind at my back. I love you. Dwight Brown, you are my rock. You've had a front row seat to this journey. A little after we began dating when I was 19 and he was 20, he started calling me meal ticket. But he like sings it, meal ticket. And he's been calling me that ever since. And it's a silly phrase with strong meaning. And what he was telling me from the beginning is that he saw something in me that I had yet to see. And he spent the last 28 years cheering me on in my best moments, lifting me up in my hardest moments, and reminding me who I am in those doubtful moments. None of this would be possible without you, babe. I love you so much. Eden Rose, my moon and my stars. Steelworkers know how much I love me some Eden Rose. When I first told her about becoming president, she said, "Great, now I'm gonna be even more popular." Eden, you are the most courageous person I know. Mommy loves you more than you can possibly imagine. I do this work for our members, but I also do it for you, baby girl. I want you to always know your power. Don't cry, you're gonna make mommy cry. To always show up as your authentic self. And to know that there is no ceiling, baby girl, because mommy just shattered a huge hole in that ceiling for you, your cousins, and your god sisters. To my labor family from other unions and my fellow executive council members on the AFL-CIO, I see some of you who traveled from far and wide to be here, thank you for the support. So many of you are active and passive mentors, and you have been so tremendously generous with your time and your tutelage over the years. You know, the solidarity that we have in this movement is so powerful, and President Schuler talked about it earlier. We are nothing without our solidarity, so thank you so much to all of you. Where are my women of steel? Isn't it fitting that today, on the first day of Women's History Month, that we make some history, right? Right? To all the sisters who added your own cracks and holes to that glass ceiling at your locals or as staff, as leaders here in this union, thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. The last time, and Dave, and I think a lot of folks on the executive board will remember this, the last time that we held an installation at this hotel, our former president, Leo Gerard, was being installed. And during his remarks, he said he looked forward to the day when a woman would leave this union at this hotel, and that was the last time that we had an installation here. That was something that Leo always talked about, and he didn't just talk about it. He meant those words, and he took actions to support them. During his presidency, more women stepped into leadership positions at the staff level, and under his leadership, the union appointed its first woman, Carol Landry, to our executive board as vice president at large, the position I was proud to carry on after her retirement and that Vice President Amber Miller now carries today. And Carol, I was gonna ask where she is. There she is, Carol Landry. I love you, sister. Carol, thank you and other phenomenal women of steel like Kathy Drummond, Holly Hart, Ginger Hartman, Marianne Weston, Leanne Foster, Ann Fleener, Lauren Horn, Maxine Carter, and countless other women. There have been so many that I honestly can't name them all, but thank you all for blazing the path for generations of women of steel to follow, and for showing us that leadership at all levels of this union is possible. Right, sisters? Are the steelworkers in the house? Are the steelworkers in the house? To the steelworker membership, there is no executive board. There is no union without you, period, full stop. You are the backbone and lifeblood of this institution. To have the opportunity to serve you in this way is one of the greatest honors of my life. Standing in the trenches, shoulder to shoulder, back to back with all of you is one of my favorite places to be, because we're scrappy. We've spent a lot of time winning some big victories and fighting some major fights together over the last couple of decades. All of those efforts have been around what unites us. We're all connected to this union because we share the same set of values, the same goals. We want to build power for workers. We want a voice on the job. We want to make a good living. We want to come home safely to our families at the end of a shift. We don't want to break the bank going to the ER or the doctor. We want a good and stable future for our kids and our grandkids. And after our years of toil, we want to retire in dignity. These are the things we fight for. There's a lot of noise right now in the ether. a lot of distraction, distracting us from the things that unite us, the ties that bind us as a labor organization. Do not get distracted by the noise. Do not get distracted by the noise. Focus on the values, the things we fight for at the bargaining table, in the halls of Congress, in Ottawa, and in state houses and provincial governments across our two countries. I wouldn't be honest, right, if I didn't acknowledge that a lot of these values are under attack, with more challenges likely ahead. We got a lot of work to do. There is always an unknown element to the future. But here's what I know: that together, united, we, the Steelworkers, can take on any fight, any challenge, and any foe. Am I right? This is what we do. Together, we can build the future we're all fighting for, one that reflects our values. So it's more important than ever that we move forward together in unity as a union to build that future. So what does that look like? Growing our ranks. Organizing is power. We're at a time when 70% of Americans support unions. Let's go get those workers and bring them into our ranks, right? Bargaining strong contracts. Collective bargaining is our bread and butter. It's how we make gains on things like wages, benefits, and health care. We all know this is a major bargaining year across a lot of our sectors, and a lot of our major bargainers are sitting right here behind me and beside me. We're gonna work in solidarity to get our just due at those tables, are we not? Yes? Education. One of the most powerful forces is an educated union member. We're going to continue building on our educational and membership engagement programs to continue to build power for our union, and legislative action. Taking our voices and stories to legislative bodies in both our countries is one of the best ways to support and protect policies that further our core values and to fight those policies that attempt to weaken them. So we're going to continue to advance programs like Rapid Response under the direction of Vice President Miller. That's what we're going to do. This family is the work of the union. I know that together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. We are a strong, proud, powerful union. And united, nothing can defeat us. Nothing. So are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to get to work? Are y'all ready to get to work? One more time. Who are we? Who are we? What do we do? What do we do? All right, let's go get them. Thank y'all.
With medicine and science under attack, I want to keep you and your family informed and healthy. I'm Dr. Ebony Hilton, and I knew at the age of 8 that I wanted to be a doctor. So I studied hard and became the first African-American female anesthesiologist hired at the Medical University of South Carolina since its opening in 1824. And I always say I was made into a doctor, but I was born to be a mom. And as a new mom, wife, sister, daughter, and friend, I understand how frightening a medical crisis can be. I care for individuals on some of the worst days of their lives, and it's my mission to provide you with a safe space to gain clarity on issues affecting your mind, body, and soul. I recognize that there are health disparities, particularly as it pertains to race, and I want to help bridge the gap between you and of healthcare providers. Join me every Thursday for Second Opinion on the Black Star Network, where each week I'll invite experts from various medical fields to share the latest health news. We'll discuss topics such as the vaccine debate, mental and sexual health, medical bias, infertility, menopause, andropause, nutrition, and aging. Together with my medical colleagues, we aim to provide you with a second opinion. Don't miss it, Thursdays only on the Black Star Network.
I'm Brittany Noble, Midwest-born, HBCU educated with experience in newsrooms across the country. Well, I've teamed up with Roland Martin to bring to you The Breakdown. This isn't just news. It's our stories, our voice, our community. Join me for The Breakdown, Monday through Friday at midday, only on the Black Star Network.
Hey y'all, welcome to The Other Side of Change, only on the Black Star Network and hosted by myself, Bria Baker, and my good sis, Jamira Burley. We are just two millennial women tackling everything at the intersection of politics, gender, and pop culture.
And we don't just settle for commentary. This is about solution-driven dialogue to get us to the world as it could be and not just as it is.
Watch us on the Black Star Network, so tune in to The Other Side of Change.
Pull up a chair, take your seat. The Black Tape with me, Dr. Greg Carr, here on the Black Star Network. Every week, we'll take a deeper dive into the world we're living in. Join the conversation only on the Black Star Network.
Violent white supremacy is, quote, the most persistent and lethal threat in the homeland.
The greatest terrorist threat to the homeland is the homegrown violence stream, including hate crime committed on behalf of some kind of white supremacist ideology.
They are coming after everything in Black America. MAGA and Donald Trump are specifically targeting Black America.
They are going after the money. Attack Black Lives Matter. Attack critical race theory. Attack woke, DEI.
MAGA wants to defund Black America. This is a perfect example of their desire to completely degrade and de-emphasize Black people.
Hatred on the streets, a horrific scene, a white nationalist rally that descended into deadly violence.
White people are losing their damn minds.
As an angry pro-Trump mob storms the U.S. Capitol, we've seen shooting.
We're about to see the rise of what I call white minority resistance. We have seen white folks in this country who simply cannot tolerate Black folks voting.
I think what we're seeing is the inevitable result of violent denial.
This is part of American history. Every time that people of color have made progress, whether real or symbolic, there has been what Carol Anderson at Emory University calls white rage as a backlash.
This is the rise of the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys. America, there's going to be more of this.
Here's all the Proud Boys, guys.
This country is getting increasingly racist in its behaviors and its attitudes because of the fear of white people.
The fear that they're taking our jobs, they're taking our resources, they're taking our women. This is white fear.
On a next, A Balanced Life with me, Dr. Jackie, a relationship that we have to have. We're often afraid of it and don't like to talk about it. That's right, we're talking about our relationship with money. And here's the thing, our relationship with money oftentimes determines whether we have it or not. Balancing your relationship with your pocketbook, that's next on A Balanced Life with me, Dr. Jackie, here at Black Star Network.
Hey y'all, welcome to The Other Side of Change, only on the Black Star Network and hosted by myself, Rhea Baker, and my good sis, Jamira Burley. We are just two millennial women tackling everything at the intersection of politics, gender, and pop culture.
And we don't just settle for commentary. This is about solution-driven dialogue to get us to the world as it could be and not just as it is.
Wanted it on the Black Star Network.
Got them. Okay, now please turn your attention to the screen, and together let's show our love for the women who made us. The women who made us.
Their names roll off the tongue like a river, whose ancient current has carried us through rapids, over falls, through inundation and drought. Warrior women who walked the high ridges and riverbanks, hands knowing every healing route. These are the women who made us, born of necessity, mothers of invention. They wrote themselves into history, witnesses to the worst. By lamplight, she was a mirror in verse. Freedom is not a destination. It is a direction, a compass in a world designed to confuse you. They crashed the gates of academia and commandeered the printing press, named white crimes when it was dangerous to do so, turned hot combs and pomades into entrepreneurship, turned outlawed learning from risk to a refuge, and refuge into an army on the march. She wielded power at uncommon heights. She walked into a schoolhouse and into history, holding our children and daring the state to show its face. They rallied the grassroots along the Tallahatchie, where a boy was beaten and drowned. His mother, braving an open casket, showed us the face of the nation's hate. They can't be reduced to a single bus seat. Sitting unmoved was a gangster maneuver, a flashpoint igniting a movement. They kept vigil when grief might have swallowed the future, turned mourning to movement, cultivation, scorched earth to ripening fruit. In a nation built on buying and selling, she was unbought and unbossed. For her, the skies were no longer the limit. She took the measure of human aspirations, and with math and science, put possibility into orbit. They mined language to unearth the truth and gave us back our voices, elevating unlettered speech to lyric poetry. A melody, a confrontation with conscience. Patience is not always a virtue. Her blistering dissents bring balance back to the biased scales of justice. Each bend in the river has brought forth a first, with the certainty that others would follow. These are a few among the many who made us, the proof and promise of a river that flows into a vast constellation of names. A river that is calling to us. The women who stand in the gap today, who hold the line when systems fail or function as intended. Women who mentor, lead, teach, protect, who raise the next generation into possibility. Women whose modest drop in the bucket adds to a river, an ocean, a night sky full of names. So listen, feel the current at your back, then join in the flow. Because the women who made us are making us still, and for them, we are filled with gratitude.
What a tribute to the history we must all hold dear. That, of course, that masterpiece was narrated by the incomparable Angela Bassett and written by Susan's beloved, the masterful Kefra Burns, and directed by the brilliant filmmaker Preston Miller. You all have to stand up and let us say thank you. Let us say thank you. Kafra, come on. Yes. You did so right by the women who made us. And to keep the love for our brothers going for a moment, put your hands together for National Care's Chief Programs and Partnership Officer, also known as the organization's Deacon of Defense, Stephen Powell.
Let me get myself together here. That's a little too much. How are you beautiful people doing? Okay, I'm gonna try that one more time. How are you beautiful people doing? Awesome. So I want to thank my Heavenly Father for 2 decades, just about 2 decades of serving this organization. In my role, I get to oversee our group mentoring programs, the Rising, the HBCU Rising, and University for Parents, uniquely designed to support adults and teenagers. That work is undergirded by a healing framework called A New Way Forward. Some of those 60-member Brain Trust members who helped to create this protocol are here in this room tonight, so thank you for being here. What makes our work, yes, give them a round of applause. What makes our work so unique is that we take it to the young people in the community. We don't take them out of the community. And we could not do this work without our strong strategic partners, which are comprised of legacy organizations, corporate social responsibility groups, and other national organizations. And I just want to shout them out right now. The American Nurses Enterprise. Yes, the Association of Black Psychologists. Coca-Cola, FC Future Careers Academy. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Jack and Jill of America. The Links Incorporated, the National Black Child Development Institute, the National Medical Association, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity, FedEx, and Sephora. Now I need to do a little pulse check to see who's in the room, where my other Divine 9 folks are. I dressed this way on purpose. Alpha Phi Alpha, where are you? Okay. Where are my brothers from Kappa Alpha Psi? Okay. Omega Psi Phi, y'all in the building? Okay, okay. Iota Phi Theta. All right, maybe in the bathroom. Maybe in the bathroom. That's all right. Sororities. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, you in the building? Okay, all right. All right. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority. What? Somebody's in here. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority. Stacy, where you at? Okay. Sigma Gamma Rho. Okay. One more pulse check. And all I got to do is this. HU. Woo. So those organizations support our 58 affiliates around the country. And I want to acknowledge the brother who is leading that charge. He is our VP of Affiliate Services. And what I love about this brother is that he truly understands we can't be afraid of the people that we're charged to serve. Greg Corbin, please stand. Thank you. And the heart and soul of our work is comprised of a dedicated core of soldiers of love from Brooklyn to the Bay. Our affiliate leaders, can you please stand where you are? And let's give them a large round of applause, y'all. These are our volunteers who are recruiting, training, and deploying mentors around the country. Thank you. And I'm so blessed to do this work with my sister and partner in time, Dr. Yuri Berry, who I'm going to bring up. She is our VP of Programs.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you to our visionary founder, Susan L. Taylor. To be a part, you can clap for that. To be part of a team dedicated to young people whom so many would write off is work that is so deep. I have spent years engaging and supporting young people across the world who are forced to come of age in extreme poverty, exposure to violence, who are invisible or seen only as problems to be solved. Yet through it all, I've witnessed their resilience, their brilliance, and their capacity to thrive when they are finally met with care, protection, and dignity every child deserves. And this is why our work, the work of CARE's mentoring, is important. With your support, your continued support, CARES is able to reach multitudes of young people and families with interactive and transformative curriculum that is patient, understanding, and hopeful. We empower students, families, and communities with tools anchored in holistic wellness, workforce development, wealth building, and perhaps most critically, how to look in the mirror and see themselves in the fullness of their humanity. They leave our programs, but the love and mentorship they receive at CARES is meant to last a lifetime. And I could not be more grateful to be a part of such a magnificent offering.
You got to snap to that one. Now, if you don't know, the origins of our work started as Essence Cares. And there is a sister who's been with Susan along the way since her days at Essence. She is an author, she's a journalist, she's a poet, she loves community, she loves to listen to our young people. I consider her my sister from a spiritual mister because I'm her brother from our mentoring mother. Her name is the incomparable Asha Bandalay.
I wish I had my camera here so I could take a picture of how beautiful you all look. 20 years, Susan, from an idea, all of this. Thank you for being here. You are truly our blessed ones. Thank you for showing up year after year for our children, for the legacy. And there's just, I'm not going to begin a discussion tonight without talking about the greatest mentor I've ever had and could ever hope to have, Susan Taylor. I am so lucky to have sat at her feet for all of these years. And I'm proud to say I'm tailor-made, baby. Tailor-made. So it was like almost 30 years ago. Let me just take it back to the real. So, I don't have the fancy voice like that. I'm just a round-the-way girl. But, almost 30 years ago, I was pregnant, alone, baby daddy in jail, whole story. I was a whole story. And Susan took me in, but most people wouldn't have even looked at me. She took me in. She taught me how to become a great mentor. I promise you, I came out of hip-hop. I didn't even know what fact-checking was. I swear that is the truth. And she taught me most of all to tell great stories for the multitudes, not for the few of us, but for the many. That was the charge at Essence, because we had to speak to 15-year-olds and 65-year-olds in the same story. You had to write a story that was compelling about childbearing to a woman who might be in menopause. That was the beauty of the training. Make it a big tent. Bring everybody in the room. That's what Susan Taylor does. That's what Susan Taylor does. And I'm looking at the big tent. But tonight, I want to tell you a story about Marche Bradley. She was part of our Rising program, which Stephen was just referring to. She joined it 4 years after Susan and I used to fly to Chicago every Friday morning. I mean, so much so like I knew the TSA people by name. But by then, Stephen had joined, and so I didn't get to meet Marche. But for years, I had been hearing about her, and everybody was saying just how incredible she was. And so I want to say, as we celebrate the women who made us, I want to say this as a mother. I want to say this as somebody who's been a youth organizer all of my life. I want to say that there are incredible women who made us, and we must remember them. But there's some pretty fly girls who make us, too. So give it up for the girls, man. Free the girls. Girls like my daughter, Lisa Rashid. Girls like them pretty ones out of Brooklyn and Queens tonight singing the national anthem. and girls like Marche. Over the years, one of our first facilitators, Dr. Simone Wilson, would tell me about Marche, keep me updated on her. Also, Principal Outlaw. Don't you love that name, Principal Outlaw? For a principal on top of this. It's fabulous. But they would tell me about Marche and her brilliance and her perseverance, and Marche, how she became, despite all these challenges, a principal scholar. And then, because of a partnership, as Stephen was talking about partnerships, that the brother who led Windy City Cares at the time, come on, LaKendrick, we see you. We see you. He brokered a partnership with Northrop Grumman, and that students from the school that they came from on the south side of Chicago could actually go and intern there. And Marche was like, engineering? Oh, well, why not? Because the Rising teaches us to be open, teaches us to try new things. Did not say why, but why not? Come on. And so she got there, and it was hard. All the other high school students, you know, had come from much more privileged backgrounds, educationally, economically. And just, you know, we live in such a bullying culture that if you can believe this, some adult who works there made fun of her for not having a computer. But that's not the story. You know what the story is? Dr. Simone Wilson was like, oh, yeah? And went out and bought her one out of her own money. She's like, you got one now, baby girl. You got one now. And I'll tell you what, she took that, and at the final robotics competition, guess who outperformed everybody? Everybody else is a little robot. Fell, it came apart. Not Miss Marche. It did its little thing. It did its little thing. But you know, like I do, in under-resourced communities, hard moments are often very frequent. And I was talking to Marche, I'm kind of shaking as I say this, and she told me that the day that she went for her interview to do her presentation to get the internship at Northrop Grumman, she was already feeling very shaky. She had a very difficult relationship with her family. And it was even harder because she had just found out that with her first boyfriend, and she was just 16, like my mother was once, she was pregnant. And she was even more isolated, even more ashamed. But she went anyway. And the school provided an escort to take her. And she went there and she rocked it out. This is the perseverance. And yes, she got that internship. Yes, Miss Marche, she got that internship. And then on the way home, the woman who escorted her had to stop at the store for a minute. Marche didn't feel well. And that was how she learned that she was miscarrying, and what she did by herself on an IKEA bathroom floor. But her story does not stop. This is what the Rising teaches us, to persevere, to fall 7 times, get up 8, to keep going when you gotta keep going, to never sit down, never fall back, never. Because we are that strong, because we come from that stuff. We're the people who were never supposed to survive, so what? Yes, Miss Marche kept going. And yes, she got a scholarship to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And no, she never told me she was food insecure. She didn't have to. Because if you ain't got no home, you ain't got no fridge. 25% of our children are hungry every day here in America, with more billionaires than any other nation on this earth. And no, she didn't have to tell me she was depressed. Did she, Monique Koofson? The rate of depressions for our girls specifically have spiraled. For black girls, I need to say this because it's going to take your breath away. Since 2001, the rate of death by suicide has risen 182%. It's hard to take that in, but it's worse to ignore it. It's worse to ignore it. I know some of the parents on the other side of that terrible story. But there's also, it's rising, which has been incredible. A number of children have talked about feeling very vulnerable because of depression. But I want to share something with you. I know Susan doesn't always like me to say this because you don't know if things are going to change, but we ain't never lost one baby on our watch, all right? Let me just add, not one. With everything that's going out, because we have an intervention that works. We have facilitators who are trained and loving. We're doing the only programming that's led by psychologists and trained mentors. It's the most incredible work, and really, it's the work we can all do because it's caring. It's reading, it's paying attention, it's listening. And so we took So your support, I want to just talk to some of the people like Grace in the room, like our friends at Coca-Cola, like AARP, like Dr. Bell and everybody at Casey. We were able to take kids who could never get out to a campus, you know, where Northrop Grumman was, and we could get them cars to get there safely. That's what you allow us to do, to give people an opportunity. And so from the development of our curriculum into the quality of the training, so you get leaders like Dr. Simone, who's going to take money out of her own pocket and buy a computer, and on the next day take money out and feed all the kids. And if you can look at and see the power of our soldiers of love, give them one more round. This life-giving stuff is not the outlier. It is the norm every day. This is the house that Susan Taylor built. A house of love that cannot and will not be broken. And Marche graduated top of her class in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic. And she got that scholarship to University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And she graduated. This is a girl who had no money, no house, no way to get to college. Simone said, I got a car, though, baby girl, and I know how to drive. Put pedal to the metal. 17 hours there. She drove her, set up that dorm, and then drove her back. And when Marche graduated and came back, principal outlaw, as principals are prone to do, although she's fake retired, she was retired, but the Chicago Public Schools keep calling her back. She's like, I'm like, well, you're not supposed to be working, whatever, it keeps happening. Principal Outlaw still calls her student, somebody who graduated 4 years before, to be like, girl, you on your game? You on your job? She has annoyed Marche, which I'm not supposed to say, so much, but she's kept her on the path. And that is how a young woman who was housing insecure and at times homeless could sign her own damn lease to her own home on this January before we started this. That's how you do it. And I'm not going to say anything else. I said, Marche Bradley, where you at, my baby? Where you at? Where you at, Marche? Where you at, Marche?
Thank you so much, Ms. Asha, and I want to give a huge shout out to Ms. Susan Taylor herself. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you to everyone above all, and I want to thank Ms. Simone and Principal Outlaw the most. They are the women who made me, and I wish they could come out here and help me feel just a little less nervous.
Get those pictures. Get those pictures of these fine women. Get those pictures. Dr. Simone Wilson. Come on. Okay, yeah, let me get into it. My fault. Oh, I gotta put the mic down. You can't take me nowhere. Yeah. I want you to at least hear from them because, you know, our stage manager is going to get mad because I'm going to go overtime and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be the cause. Reggie, I'm not going to be the cause of the cost of overtime. Swear to God. Swear to God. But if you got to hear at least one thing, tell me one thing, Miss Simone, about the Rising that you want people to know, about National Cares, that you want people to walk away with nothing else. What would be that one thing?
You never show up to a crisis in crisis. And you always allow the ancestors to push you forward, to give back to our children.
Thank you, baby. Ramona?
Yes, Asha.
Okay, well, I'd be quoting Ramona, so you got to quote her too. She's have a quote, the quotable outlaw.
So CARES really provides access and opportunity to programs that are anchored in culture, like Marche has talked about, that are healing centered, like you've heard in her story. This Chico system that you see right here is it's a product of the Rising. The Rising has really poured into our babies and really ignited a passion in them, like you see in Marche, that provided her the comfort of confidence, the peace that comes from finding your sense of purpose. We are here to let you know that when you join the National Cares movement, love wins. And so please join. Please join.
Yes, yes. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
What happened? Okay. Oh, it's not in the program, and we have a very mean show caller. I will get in trouble. Please do not get me in trouble. But let her say, okay.
The program, I would like to say that the CARES program did a lot for me. I feel like it changed my way of thinking and did a lot for my life. And if I was not in the CARES program, I would not be where I'm at today. And I would not strive or go so hard for myself.
Let me ask one more extraordinary young woman to join us. If you haven't met her, you'll be blown away by her tonight. She's been getting me in trouble since she was like 4. She and my daughter used to play in Miss Taylor's office, and then I got blamed. It wasn't my fault. They didn't listen to me. But I'm speaking about none other than the beautiful, the brilliant, the activist, the strong Amina S. King, Susan's granddaughter.
Thank you, Auntie Asha, for those beautiful words. But before we, okay, sorry. The teleprompter is not correct. Okay, thank you, Auntie Asha, and what an honor it is to be here to support my sweetie's vision and legacy. I love you, sweetie, and happy birthday. And I'm here this evening to tell you, Dr. Wilson and Principal Outlaw, that on behalf of the National Cares Mentoring Movement, it is my great honor to present each of you with the first ever Susan L. Taylor Legacy Award.
Surprise!
Yes.
This is the first time we've named an award for our CEO and founder, the Susan L. Taylor Legacy Award. Be Dr. Simone Wilson. Be Principal Ramona Outlaw. Be Marche Bradley. Be Susan Taylor. Be great. Don't be good. Be great. We're from Brooklyn, in heart. Be great. Be great. Thank you, everybody. We love you. Can we please stand up for Marche? Give Marche love. This is not a story. This is a woman built by CARES. Congratulations. And for the rest of the world's existence, you will be the first honored under Susan L. Taylor's name. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And like every young person under a certain age, she said, "Can I get a selfie?" Really?
I'm sorry.
Marche's big ask was, "Can I get a selfie?"
My family will be super happy.
Her family will be super happy if she gets a selfie. So what we're going to do is do a family selfie. Stand on up. Who can do it? Who's got the, come on.
Can I get in a selfie? Can I get in a selfie?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. There you have it. It all comes down to one selfie. What an example we have seen set today, Principal Outlaw, Dr. Simone. It truly takes all of us, and that's what this occasion is about tonight. With the training and support that CARES made possible, this is what happens. Lives are nourished and lives are transformed. Communities are built. What we just heard and witnessed is exactly why the work must be sustained and grown. And to help us do that, please welcome our friend, Master Fundraiser, unlock your phones. And tonight, Master Referee. I'll let him explain what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Reggie Canal. Come on out, Reggie.
This is the time you all been waiting for. Some of you have been dodging me. I do this for Susan, not for me. People stop talking about where they go. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Tamron Hall, because Susan was on Tamron Hall last week, and a few of us got a chance to piggyback on her. Tamron Hall has someone that hypes her up before she comes out. So we want that person, because Tamron comes out very energetic. But tonight, we're here for a reason. We're here because of the investment of the children, to ensure the future they deserve is not left to chance. But I have two hype person with me today. I have Dr. Michael Erica Dyson. Where are you? And Roland Martin. We're here for a reason. We're here to raise $300,000 in 10 minutes. But before they start the clock, it's going to be simple, quick, and we're going to get this done very fast. 2 years ago, hey, Grace, good to see you. Keep your checkbook, Grace. Grace was very generous for us last time. So we're going to raise Lola West, I'm not even looking your way. Don't even worry about it. 10 minutes, y'all. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it very fast. We're going to call levels. We're going to have Team Roland on the left. So Team Roland, raise your hand. Who's rolling with Roland Martin? Team Roland on the left.
This microphone is too hollow. Y'all need to fix the mic. I'm black. I need some bass. All right, I got this side of the room.
Okay, and Dr.
And I just want all y'all on this side. We are streaming on my network. Y'all don't give. We showing all y'all.
Okay, okay. And Dr. Eric on the other side.
Yes,
okay?
Dr. Eric, I am.
All righty. Are we ready?
Yeah, we ready.
I mean, you didn't call I'm not part of the D9. I'm part of the D10. You didn't call for shizzle my nizzle. I didn't hear you call them. I'm just... Okay. And Susan Taylor's my mother, but she hasn't acknowledged me publicly. And when I called CARES, she sent me to the 1-800-WHO-CARES. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, okay, gentlemen. Right. Okay, gentlemen. We get the clock going?
We ready.
All right. Okay, 10 minutes. Get the clock going. All right. Who give us $25,000? Who give us $25,000?
Hey, DJ, can you put on...
$25,000. Who give us $25,000?
DJ, put on last $2.
Raise your hand really high.
We got $25,000 right here.
25? Right here?
Okay, done.
Right here?
Okay, hold on. Reggie, who's
25.
collecting the money?
Right here, 25.
So he's up 25. What do you have on your side?
No. Who's collecting the money? Who's writing name down?
We have that.
Some Negroes will raise a hand and not pay. So we ain't doing that, Reggie. So how are we collecting the money?
That's my side right there. 25
Reggie Van Lee,
hey, Michael, she on this side of the table.
She on my side.
Okay. No, she not.
Okay, we got 25.
So we got 25,000 right here.
Anybody else?
Anybody 25,000?
Anybody else at 25,000?
We got 275 to go. Come on, y'all. The clock is ticking.
I can feel that money coming.
Anybody else?
Dr. King wants you to get. I want somebody here tonight.
Who can give 15,000?
All right, so y'all, here we go. So we got 25,000 right here.
Over here, 15,000.
Okay, hold on, Reggie, you're moving too fast.
The clock is ticking,
Reggie, I got the clock ticking. We're trying to get some money. Okay, we got 25 here on this side. Who will match me at 25 to move us to 75? Reggie.
Where's Kathy Chanel?
Where's Dr. Janine?
Who on this side will match me at 25 plus to go to 75? Anybody. Now remember, y'all can do 5 of y'all together at 5. 10 of y'all together at 2,500.
Kathy Chanel is just giving $25,000.
Where we go? All right, that's the second 25.
That's what that black card about. Come on,
okay,
y'all.
so I gave 25, so it's 2 on this side, 1 on your side, Michael. So you need to hurry the hell up.
$25,000 from Kathy Chanel, bro.
Okay, but we got 25 here and 25 here.
Anybody else over here with a black card? Anybody with a black card? Anybody got a black card? Anybody got a black card?
We had 75,000.
Right.
We need 1 more at 25 to get to 100.
Anybody? 25,000? Huh?
Here we
give
go.
up
Here
some
we
of
go.
that.
Hold up. Anybody?
What y'all doing?
I'm seeing a
25,
hand.
25.
We got right here.
25.
All right, we hit 100,000, Reggie.
We got 100,000.
We got
200 to go.
See, I told you don't rush it, brother. There you go, Reggie. It's like a black church.
Anybody over here?
You got to pull it out.
Come on, y'all.
Okay,
we
we
can
got
hide
We
that
had
Roland Martin
100,000. We need 200,000 more. Reggie,
we need a
next
couple
level.
$100,000. Anybody?
Next level,
25,000.
Reggie. Next level.
25?
15,000. Who get 50? Where's
Where's
Bevy
that?
Smith? Where's in bed with
We had
Bevy? 15,000.
Hey,
Bevy, what
baby,
you got,
is that-
Bevy?
Hey, are you in church? Are you trying to lead a room? Or did you raise your hand? What was that? Don't raise your damn
15,000.
finger doing a heart. What's wrong
Who
with
gives
you?
15,000? Sonny Hobson, are you standing up?
We
Sonny,
had
you don't stand at
15,000.
Where's
We're
Sonny?
15,000.
Where's Sonny?
Is that the view, Sonny Hobson?
Sonny, is that the 15,000 stand up? Or
Manny-
you trying to tip out like the church? What we doing?
Manny, Sonny, you don't stand up at auctions?
Yeah, you ain't lying. Sit your ass down, Sonny. We about to hit you. We about to hit you.
Is that Cookie Mason?
Sonny, we
Is
about to
that
hit
Cookie
you.
Mason next to her?
Latanya Jackson just gave $20,000.
All right,
Give it up for Latanya Jackson.
20,000.
Thank you.
We're now at
Chocolate charm and
120,000.
We're up to 120. Come on, y'all.
on.
We're going to make this quick. Time is ticking.
20,000.
All right, let's go. 10,000 is next.
10,000.
Do we
Come
have
on,
a
this is going to be easy.
$10,000
Can we have
donation?
10 people give us $10,000? This has been very easy. $10,000.
$10,000
Just raise your
donation?
hand. 10,000.
Anybody got 10 grand? Was
Where's
that you,
Dr.
man?
Janine? Dr. Janine said I need
You got
Botox,
10
y'all.
grand?
Come on.
Is that you? You raised your hand?
We got
10,000.
10,000.
Hey,
Come on, y'all.
photographer, stop pointing, man. Sit down. We about to jack. You're gonna just jack somebody up.
Who
All
else
right,
is-
we're
I
at
can't look at
10,000.
Reggie Van Lee.
10,000.
He's threatened me already. I can't look that
All
way.
right. That's 1 week of
10,000
weed
over here. There we
whacker
go.
money. Come on, y'all. 10 grand.
Roland, we
Anybody
got
10
10,000
grand?
at this front
We
table.
got 10,000
We're
at the front
begging.
table. We got 10,000 right here. You got 10,000. All right, way to go, way to go. Damn it, clap. He gave 10 grand. What's wrong with y'all?
Ray McGuire, my man. I know I
There
can
you
count
go.
on
That
you in a
wasn't me.
pinch, Doc. I know I can count. Ray
First of all,
McGuire, what you got?
Ray got way more than 10. So Ray
you got
should have
10,000
been with
for me?
us at 25.
Ray, you got 10 for me.
Hell yeah, he got 10.
He got 10.
There
Ray
we go.
McGuire.
Ray got 10.
You understand?
Okay, left side of the room.
For
Who's got-
Shizzle, my nizzle,
Michael, you went
Incorporated.
too low with Ray.
Well,
All
come
right.
on. Base, how low can you go?
All right, we're going to, okay, where we
Shine,
at?
what we up to?
Hey,
Do
where,
we have to do
7
some
more
rap
minutes.
songs in
Hey,
here?
bring Marche out here. Where are all the mentors? Where are the mentors? I need y'all moving through the crowd
gotta quick.
because y'all
Y'all
got to
got money
move
back
them. You raising your hand?
Hold on.
Is that?
Girl,
Ma'am,
huh?
Did you have your hand back here? Anybody? Oh, she telling people to get out the way.
Say it again?
10,000.
I thought
We
you were
need
giving
8
money,
more
man.
people.
Hey,
10,000.
Michael, that's your side. Going back there, listen what she got to say. I can't. That's your side.
You got money? You got 10,000, man?
What y'all got?
Is that?
You got 10,000 for
Wait a
us?
minute. Wait a minute. There's
What
this
the-
table
you,
over
yeah,
here.
you.
I see. Oh.
Mentor.
All right,
Raquel just turned ahead.
We asking for 10 or 5? Where we at?
Come on, y'all.
Where we at? All right, 5,000. We have 5,000.
Rolling behind you.
Yeah.
Behind you. That table.
5. Congresswoman Joyce Beatty.
Cookie Mason.
$5,000.
Cookie Mason over
That's
here.
what Ohio look like.
All right,
We need
Michael.
20 people.
All right,
Quick.
hold up, Michael.
And she looking fine.
Hold up, Michael.
What?
All right, so since Congresswoman Joyce Beatty gave 5.
Right.
Behind you,
is-
Cookie Mason's
Hey,
been trying to give you 5,000.
Where's
Rolling
she at?
behind you.
Oh, over here.
Man, you
over
sit
here.
behind.
How much y'all got?
What you got, Cookie?
5? What's
what you
your
got,
name?
Cookie?
5,000.
You got 5?
Michael?
You
What?
said Sarah. You
What's
said
he
what?
saying?
She's an AKA? So hold on one second. I got a
That's
baby.
a
Hold
whole
on. I
AKA
got this.
table.
I got
That's
this.
a whole
Five-
AKA
$5,000
table.
Hold on.
over here.
I got a
$5,000.
Delta with 5. I got a
5
AK
right here.
with 5.
Another 5. We got 5 in the back.
In the
5
back.
right here. Digging
we
in the
up to?
scene with a gangster
5 more
lean.
minutes.
Ooh.
All right.
Come on, y'all.
How many
Don't
other-
make us start singing up in here.
How many other Deltas are going to match?
Oh, wait a minute.
Congresswoman
Another
Joyce
5.
Beatty at
Another 5.
There you go.
Who is that? 1,000?
That's another
We're almost
Delta.
there. We're almost
Hey,
there. What are we
AKAs,
up
y'all
to?
struggling.
5,000. 5,000.
AKAs, y'all
Delta.
struggling.
What's
I
up?
got 5 right here.
When the Remy's in the system,
We got 5
ain't
right
no
here.
telling what we
Hey,
got.
we got
another 5.
Another 5
My
right
man,
here.
Another 5 over here.
She repping
we
for the
killing
AKAs.
rolling over here.
5,000 is a good number for this
Come
crowd.
on, man.
5,000.
We got
AKAs.
5,000. Anybody
The
else got
Deltas
5?
are
What about-
killing y'all.
Isn't
I
that-
got 5 on it. Who got 5 on it? I
What
got
we got?
5 on it. Come
Y'all
on,
real
y'all.
quiet back here.
Come on.
Is that Hassani?
Much respect to those who
Is that
break
the political-
neck to
is
give
that the famous
check.
political
oh,
strategist?
they swear to Brother majorly, and I don't know why
Oh,
your girl won't pay me.
We're gonna go 25.
Somebody give me 5.
All right, we're going to go 2,500. We're going to go 2,500.
Oh, man.
Who contributes 2,500?
man.
2,500 going once. This is an easy one.
2,500?
Everybody got 2,500?
25.
25 going once, 25 going twice, 25, 25 right here.
We got 25 on that. We got 20.
There's another 25.
You know a lot of y'all need this
Lola,
write-off.
I'm not looking at you, Lola. Don't give me those looks.
A lot of y'all need this write-off. Stop fronting.
I was trying to do Detroit Pimple.
And if you got a free ticket, you need to be given.
Did we get Dr. Janine in the back?
Did you get the 2,500 over here?
You got
Dr. Janine said she had money in her mess bag.
Anybody else?
what you got?
2,500. 2,500.
You gonna make me? You standing up? How much you giving? What you got?
Bevy, we coming to you for $1,000. Bevy,
right here.
Bevy Smith,
2,500 right here. $2,500.
Quickly, we're gonna get to 1,000, which is the
we got
last level.
2,500. Dr.
25
Janine
right
said,
here.
Dr. Janine said, don't ignore my email. You give 5, I'll respond to your email right now.
We're gonna get to 1,000. We're gonna
1, 2,
end
3
it up
into
soon.
the
You
folks.
give 5, I'll put you on the show tomorrow.
Come on, y'all.
We got 2,500 in the back.
Anybody else?
From Dr. Janine.
Okay, last level. We're going to $1,000.
Right here.
Now,
Here's
this
somebody
is
in the
going to
back.
be easy.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Back here.
Michael?
$1,000. This
How
is
much
going
you
to
got,
be
man?
easy.
Hold on,
How much you got?
Hold on.
2,500? 2,500 back here in the back. 2,500 right there.
All right,
Back in the
Michael.
back.
Michael, we moving to 1,000.
To 1,000.
Who got 1,000?
We need 20 people at $1,000. Very quickly.
Hold up. We got 1,000 right. We good, Reggie. 1,000 right here. 1,000 right here. 1,000 over here.
Here's
That's
1,000
3.
right here. You got it?
Easy.
That's 3.
Over
We
here.
got 1,000 right here. That's 4. 1,000 right here. That's 5.
right
It gets
here.
better
We got
later.
another 1,000.
We got 1,000 right here.
We got 1,000 over here.
Hey,
Wait a minute,
y'all
where's
need
the
to
girl
move faster with the clipboard.
Yeah. Where the clip?
We got 1,000 right here.
Right here at this table.
You got 1,000?
All right, that's 8 on my side.
Dr.
Mike,
David
you
John,
need to hurry up.
Roland behind you. Behind you, Roland.
I got 1,000 here. That's 9 on my side,
2,000's
Michael.
right here, y'all.
We got 1,000 right here.
Right
She
here,
in the
right
middle,
here.
so
Wait a
she
minute,
on my
three. We got
side.
3 at this
Susan, how we
table.
doing, Susan? We getting the money?
Right here, we
She
got
said
1,000
no.
right here.
She said,
slow.
hell no. You
You got
can't
1,000?
count? Can you count, sir?
You got
She
1,000
said
right
no.
here.
All right, she right here. Huh? We got 1,000 right here.
Denise, we're
Did you
almost
get
there.
all
We're
the-
She
almost
got a
there.
clipboard. We good.
3 people here with 1,000.
Over here.
Right here. Here's 1,000
Did you
behind
contribute?
Right here.
1,000
Here's
right
1,000
here.
right here.
See, 1,000 is an easy number.
Is it 1,000?
$1,000.
Him right here. There you go.
Thank you,
Reggie
sir.
Van Lee, how we doing?
All right.
1,000 over here.
What's up?
Oh,
Yep.
my
Huh?
God. You got 1,000 right
All right,
now?
hey, we got 1,000
Come
right
on,
here.
right here. From
Roland,
the great
right here.
comedian. Come on,
Right
man.
here?
We got
In front of
1,000
you,
over
front
here.
table.
Y'all get
Her
the number?
right there.
1,000 right here?
All right, hey, DJ,
You got 1,000?
can you put on last
1,000 right
$2
here
by
next to
Johnny
Susan
Taylor?
The crowd is giving
Or
money.
the
Thank you, God. We're almost
for
there,
the love
y'all.
of money. DJ, come on. I
look
need
at
some
that.
money music, DJ.
Sister Lily.
Wake the hell up. Put on some money music.
I
Johnny
think we're
Kemp
almost
just
there.
got paid. Come on.
Always and forever. Come on,
All
y'all.
right.
Each
Okay.
moment
All right,
with
Reggie.
you.
Come on, y'all.
Anybody else in the
Just
town?
like
here.
a
Roland,
dream
right in front of
to
you.
me. Come on, y'all. Y'all got some dough.
Right
Over
here?
here, right there. Hassani's
You doing
husband.
1,000? Good. She made you do it, huh?
Anybody
you
else?
damn right.
$1,000.
We got
$1,000.
1,000 right here. Clipboard.
Come on, y'all.
Come on. Come get this money. In the words of Frank Lucas, I'm going to get that money.
Yeah.
Who else giving 1,000? Right here?
Come on, man.
You gave 25. Who you
Some of
going
y'all
to?
lost that on craps.
We're
Come
almost
on,
there.
man. Y'all know
Okay,
y'all
guys,
They got
got
the
we're
that.
almost
iPad.
there. 2 more
Everybody
minutes.
looking for money. Come on.
1,000.
She right here. She give you
What are we
1,000
down
right
to?
here.
1,000?
I got 1,000 right here. She already got a
Anybody
card
else?
out. Come on,
Anybody
baby. You
else?
got.
Anybody
Come on.
else?
Come on.
What are we
Pass
up
it
to
around.
now?
Okay, 2 more minutes. Oh, here's our
That's
music.
what I'm saying. About
Okay.
time. All right, Reggie. We're going to 500.
No. I think we're good.
Reggie.
That's the music.
Reggie.
That's
They ain't
the
never
cue.
good,
No,
bro.
the music is to get more money, Reggie.
Behind me?
Reggie, don't let money leave the room. Hey,
Susan,
Reggie, hold on. Who got
Susan,
500?
I
Who
need
got
backup.
500?
Hey, what is Reggie giving? Reggie,
I don't know what Reggie doing.
You
I
got some
mean,
money?
those guys went both.
I don't know what the hell Reggie doing. Who
mu-
got 500?
Roland, the
500.
music is on.
Everybody got
Reggie,
500 on
I
it?
told them to play the
500 right
music,
here.
Reggie.
Here's 500 right here.
500.
Tavern, what are we
Sit
doing?
next to me.
Tavern, how do I control these
500.
guys?
We got
I hope that ain't
500
gonna
right
take
here.
money. Come on now.
Tefra,
500
Susan,
right
what's
here.
We got 500 right
500
here.
back here.
Hey, Susan wants us to
500
get more
back
money,
here.
Reggie.
I'm gonna have to come down.
I got 500
You
back
got
here.
right now. You got 500 right
All right.
now. Don't give me that much.
I got 500
500 right here.
You got
Right
some
behind
dough.
you.
Wow. Okay. Anybody else?
All right.
500.
Anybody else? Hey, Reggie, what's the count?
What?
Sorry.
We
Reggie,
got
what's the
5
count?
on it. Oh, 500.
Hey, Reggie.
Oh, my God.
Reggie, go over there,
What's
Reggie.
up?
It's 500
Give it to me
over
right
there,
now. I'll put it
Reggie.
right in my pocket. Okay, 500. Count it right here. 500.
Susan said keep going.
500.
Come on.
Hell yeah, she
500,
said,
bro.
I'm gonna work this side.
Yeah.
She ain't
This side
crazy.
is
You
like-
ain't trying to.
We got
Hold on.
500 right
You
here.
crossing over to my side. What you doing, man?
Reggie trying to cut the money off.
Oh,
What's
man.
wrong with him?
He was never a drug dealer. He don't know. Look,
500 over here.
$500 right here. You got $500.
Reggie,
500,000 or $500.
Reggie, you didn't go to a black church,
Okay, all right, right. Huh? Tell your
Reggie didn't
bishop
go
you
to a
gave
black
tonight.
church.
You tithe into Cares Misery.
Anybody here?
church.
500 over here. Anybody back here?
Kemper, you got 5 cents? Okay, all right, bro.
All right, 250, 250. We got 250.
No,
We got
it's 250. 250.
We got 250.
I got 250.
We got 250.
Wow. Who's the cat that won't bow out?
All right, we going to 100. Who has 100?
Look at here.
You want to make a
Even
$100
the
donation?
photographer got $250.
$100
The great
donation.
Johnny
Who got 100?
Nunez, 250.
All right, clipboard. I got
Man.
100 over here.
Anybody else
I got 100 over here.
200, 250.
I need. Y'all got the board
Right here,
up
in the back.
I got another
In the
100
back.
over here.
In the back. 200. Man,
Say it
right
again.
behind you. There he is. Right.
I got it. Him and her. You got 1,000? I got 1,000 over here.
Anybody else got
With the
money?
clipboard. Skip the $100 person. Come to the
we're writing
1,000 person.
The great Reverend Andrea Earl.
Over here.
All right,
here.
fellas.
Gave
Get the
$1,000. You don't
Go
want nobody to know
Go
because you
get
know
the
what you
1,000
borrowed on
over
the money from her.
There you go.
Don't
All
be
right.
asking her for no money.
Reggie,
Write it
what's the
down.
total,
We're writing
Reggie?
down.
That's Susan Taylor's second best friend.
Reggie,
oh my
what's the
God.
total?
Okay. All right, gentlemen.
Oh, man.
Okay. Everyone take out
I know.
your
He gave me.
No.
Hey, Reggie, we're going $100.
I got the mic. We just
We all
need you to
got
take
mics.
out your phone.
What you got?
We just want to
Yeah.
take a selfie.
Anybody else?
Everyone take out your phone. We just want to take
That's right.
a selfie.
Hey, all
Let's
of you.
give these guys a round
Hold
of
on,
applause.
Reggie.
Yeah.
If you, all of you Sigma Pi Phi Fraternity Incorporated members, y'all ain't giving. So if you in the boule, raise your hand right now for at least 1,000.
Okay, gentlemen.
Reggie,
Uh-oh.
Reggie,
Look
hold
at-
up.
look at
We
Kefra.
trying to get boule money, Reggie.
He said, boo.
Okay, if you
He
in the
with his
boule,
boo. You
y'all-
with your...
hey, you supposed to be the baddest Negroes in America. I need to see, baby. I said Sigma Pi Phi Fraternity, not
Okay.
AKA.
Hey, Roland.
All right, gentlemen.
Roland, even if you ain't in part of the boule, if you with your boo, give some money. If
That's
you
what
just
I'm
with
saying.
your boo.
What we got over here?
All right.
Okay.
Hold
you
on,
with
hold
your
on.
boo.
What we got? What we got?
I'm gonna need Reggie Van Lee up here with me for a second. We need the two Reggies to control these two guys down there. Yes, we're gonna do a bonus moment now. So if you take out your QR code, for those who are want to give at the high level, who are interested in donating on a monthly basis, you can text to CARES Love at 44321 to be able to make an impact, okay? At this time, we just want to make sure that you can take out your phones and just take a picture so you can show everybody this was a sold-out event. Can we give Susan a big round of applause and thank you for your generosity? Can we give Roland and Dr. Eric a huge round of applause? We're gonna give you a total at the end of the evening. This was very amazing. So thank you for your support and your energy. That meant a lot. And obviously we just raised a lot of money. I think we got to the 300,000, but we'll give you the round. So at this time, we wanted to introduce and bring out Yanis. I practiced 6 times, Yanis. So we're going to have a champagne toast with Veuve Clicquot, courtesy of our sponsor, Moet Hennessy. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
And this was not on the program, but I cannot leave this stage without giving a tremendous shout out to Mother Susan Taylor. Happy birthday to you. We are celebrating not just today, but every day and every moment for everything that you have done for us and continue to do for us. Thank you.
Okay, not to put you on the spot, will you be our sponsor next year? Same thing?
If you say my name right.
So I'm from Haiti. That was a challenge. Okay, this time no, is he coming to the mic? Oh, Susan, he's coming to the mic. Oh my goodness.
Go ahead and commit. Say her name. Reggie, say her damn name.
Yasi. Yancy.
She said Giannis.
Giannis! Elle s'appelle Giannis. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Reggie, put the mic back. She said, see you next.
See you next year.
Bien sûr.
Maybe not you, Reggie, but I'll see
Okay.
you.
Reggie, I'm going to cut you.
Thank you so much, Roland. At this time, we have a special guest we'd like to bring up to the stage. Hey, Lorda Lewis. Hi, good to see you, Lorda. Can we have Micheline to the stage, please? Micheline to the stage. Micheline Thomas. I know who you are, and you look very sharp. So thank you so much for the support.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening? Right? What a lovely night. It's a deep honor to stand here and celebrate a woman who did more than lead us. She shaped us. Susan did not simply guide a publication. She nurtured a vision of Black womanhood that was powerful, dignified, and undeniable. Last April, I had the privilege of photographing her for the cover of Essence. Of all the moments of my career, that stands among the greatest, truly. It was one of the sets that I know that my mother wished she would have loved to be a part of and witness. She loved Susan. She loved you dearly. Tonight, though, I bring a beautiful offering of gratitude, a signed, limited edition of that cover image, a testament to a legacy that continues to light the way. Everyone, please stand up and join me to welcoming the woman who made us, Miss Susan L. Taylor.
Choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm taking my own freedom, putting it in my song, singing loud and strong. All day long, I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my stroll. I'll be high stepping, y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden.
Of course, you top of the mark. That's who you are. Take care of yourself. We need you so. And that's what we're saying to all of us. Self-care is the critical piece right now. This is the great vision of CARES, to help us sustain ourselves, maintain ourselves, to help us seed and sustain a self-supporting, self-renewing community, entrepreneurship, a community that tends to its families, nourishes the children, supports community-owned businesses. I want to see us own businesses in our communities. We can do that. And to model what it really looks like to truly care for one another. So working together, we can create America the Beautiful. That's really what I write about a lot when we're reaching out to our corporates. We're creating America the Beautiful. We can make it real. But first, we must interrupt the drift toward selfishness and cruelty and chaos. We must reject any future that is built on fear, domination, or the erasure of our history and shared humanity. In the wealthiest nation in the world, there is no moral justification for hungry children, none at all. No excuse for under-resourced schools and poorly paid teachers, the heroes and sheroes of our world. How do we underpay teachers? Educators, there's no defense for shredding young lives, writing them off as collateral damage. Not in this nation that their ancestors, our ancestors, built. Not after all that was sacrificed, not on our watch. So tonight, we claim our role. We choose love as action, community as strategy, and courage as our calling. We are not broken and we're not finished. Together, we will get this done. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. We're going to do the work. And this is not the rough side of the mountain. If we know our history, know that truth. And now it's going to be my pleasure. On this sacred and joyful night, I'm just so honored that even while touring for her first album in 10 years, to whom it may concern, to whom it may concern, she made time to join us tonight. She has made time for the children. She always calls us to rise together, to rise in the light of our love. So let us just pause and welcome the incredible Jill Scott.
Thank you.
Is it our turn? Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? I'm just trying to see where Miss Susan Taylor is going. Are you staying right here? I'm following orders. Fantastic. Oh, more pictures. Let's do it. Wish you were higher. 80, huh?
80, baby.
Unbelievable. 80. The things you've seen, the places, the spaces. These are the Freemen.
Birthday to you. All right now. Wishes you happy birthday to you. All right now.
The lovely, exquisite, Susan Taylor. Grande dame, powerful, grace-filled queen. Queen long before we were assigning such names. Way to take over, mother. Way to empower. Way to make gloriousness sing. The lovely, exquisite Susan Taylor. You enrich and gift us. You assign us unto us into our own category. You defy the meager narrative. You embolden our glory, our story. The lovely, exquisite Susan Taylor. Thank you, Queen Mother. Happy 80th birthday. Bless you, iconic sister. Happy birthday, my love.
Wishing happy birthday to you.
Can I hear y'all? Huh?
Wishing happy birthday
to you.
Oh,
yeah.
Wishing happy birthday to you.
Can't hear you in here tonight, huh? Wishing you
happy birthday to you. That little curtsy.
Everybody have a little cocktail? Dinner's been good? Did you raise some money? A lot of money? As Susan Taylor told me about 3,472 times, this is for the children. Yes. Come on. You're welcome to sing along if you like. You're here, I'm pleased, I really dig you. Your style, your smile, your peaceman. Lord have mercy on me, I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be. Baby, I feel free, come on and go with me. Let's take a long walk. Find a spot for us to spark a conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, say I, situation, temptation, education, elevation. Oh, baby, we could talk about Surah 31:18. Your background, it ain't squeaky clean. Sometimes we all got to swim upstream. You ain't no saint, we all a sinner. But you put your good foot down and make your soul a winner. I respect that. Man, you're so fast and you're all that. Plus supreme. Then you're humble, man. I'm your feeling. I can feel everything that you bring. Let's take a long walk. satisfied for us to spark a conversation. Verbally listen, stimulation, say eyes, intuition, sensation, education. Elevation. Maybe we can talk about Revelation 3:17, or maybe we can see a movie, or maybe we can roll a tree and feel a breeze and listen to a symphony, or maybe we can take a cruise and listen to the roots, or maybe eat some passion fruit, or maybe we could just be. A conversation, verbal elation, simulation, say our situation, temptation, education, elevation, or maybe we can talk about Psalms and entirety. Maybe we can see a movie, or maybe we can see a play on Saturday. Oh, maybe we can see a play on Saturday, or maybe we can roll a tree and feel a breeze. Maybe we can take a cruiser right to the blue, or maybe we can just be. Yes. There we are. We are here. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do another one. Since we got the time. Should I be asking for $5 more? $15 more? $25,000 more? This ain't a happenstance or a whim. Our love is continual. Continuing, saint or sin, it's deeper than. Our love is bigger than time or race. Our love is rhythm and chime. It resonates in every place. It fills the space. My beautiful people. My beautiful people, my beautiful people. Yeah. I love cancel mountains. I love traverse the sea. I love is the Ottawa, conquering all algorithms and wicked systems of things. I love ain't a glitzy Valentine or myth. I love ain't no fable to tell. I love is real. I love is the gift when truly felt and sincerely meant. Oh, my beautiful people, yeah, my beautiful, beautiful people, my beautiful people. I just want to raise some money with you if it's cool. I am genuine. A star with you. My beautiful people, join Thank you so much for having us tonight. Bless you. How many people donated money? You said what? You did? Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Blessings.
Because of you, because of this night, I have the number. Are you ready? Write it down, spread the word, add to it, continue to it. And that means that Roland and Michael Eric Dyson, in that chaotic insanity that will go down in the hieroglyphics of Egyptian unorthodoxy, $327,000 and counting. So please make sure your phone is working, the text option is working, the mission continues. Susan L. Taylor, Kefra Burns, we are your legacy. And I thank God every day that I am able to look at you and say thank you. Thank you for this night. Thank you for protecting our children. Thank you for honoring our children. And thanking you for reminding us titles do not matter. It is not the DNA that you share. It is the purpose of our lives to raise our children so they can rise as they are. They are sleeping, and hopefully the one named Moses is really sleeping. But shall they raise in the morning knowing that a woman named Susan L. Taylor bet on them when they slept in the night, bet on them when they had no idea of an essence, but you bet on them to win, and win they shall. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your night. Thank you. $327,000. Go to your phones and keep the number going. God bless you all. Good night.
This beat is automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh. With my body so melodic, this beat rolls right through my chest. Everybody, Martin, Poppy came to party. Grab somebody, work your body, work your body. Let me see you 1, 2, step. Rock it, don't stop it. Everybody get on the floor. Crank the party up. We about to get it on. Let me see you 1, 2, step. I love it when you 1, 2, step. Everybody 1, 2, step. We about to get it on. Outrageous, so contagious, make you crave it. Jazzy made it. So retarded, top charted. Ever since the day I started, strip my stuff and yes I flaunt it. Goodies make the boys jump on it. No, I can't control myself now. Let me do my 1, 2, step. Rock it, don't stop it. Everybody get on the floor. Crank the party up. We about to get it on. Let me see you 1, 2, step. I love it when you 1, 2, step. Everybody 1, 2, step. We about to get it on. Like this. It don't matter to me. We can dance slow. Whichever way the beat drop, our bodies will flow. So swing it over here, Mr. DJ, and we will rock you. Don't matter to me. We can dance slow. Whichever way the beat drop, our bodies will go. So swing it over here, Mr. DJ, and we will rock you. I shake it like Jello, make the boys say hello, cause they know I'm rocking the beat. I know you heard about a lot of great MCs, but they ain't got nothing on me. Because I'm 5'2", I wanna dance with you, and I'm sophisticated fun. I eat filet mignon, and I'm nice and young. Best believe I'm #1. Rock it, don't stop it. Everybody Everybody get on the floor. Crank the party up. We about to get it on. We see 1, 2 step. I love it. 1, 2 step. Everybody 1, 2 step. We about to get it on. Rock it, don't stop it. Everybody get on the floor. Crank the party up. We about to get it on. We see 1, 2 step. I love it. 1, 2 step. Everybody 1, 2 step. We about to get it on. This is for the hearing impaired. A Jazzy Faye production. Your ways, so you can't crumble. Fall in your ways, so you can sleep at night. Fall in your ways, so you can wake up and rise. Fall in your ways, so you can crumble. Fall in your ways, so you can sleep at night. Fall in your ways, so you can wake up and rise. Fall in your ways, so you can crumble. Fall in your ways, so you can sleep at night. Fall in your ways, so you can wake up and rise. Walk in your ways, so you won't crumble. Walk in your ways, so you can sleep at night. Walk in your ways, so you will wake up and rise. Maybe I am foolishly in love with someone that is not exactly on the same page that I am on. Well, all my friends keep telling me stop walking around so blindly. But when he calls, they're not around to ever remind me. Maybe this isn't love. If it isn't love, then really what is love? Maybe I will never really know what's love. 'Cause when he's around, he got me feeling some kind of way. Maybe this isn't love.